Hooty hoo, what's up, good people? It's Friday, and whiskey friends far and wide. We are live. Hanging out a little bit on a Friday. It has been a long week, and playing a little catch up because I missed a bunch of live streams over the past month or so. So I was out handling some business. So I figure, why not hop on tonight, see what y'all are up to. I got a package that arrived in the mail. We're going to open that up, see what's in it. I know what's in it, but I don't know what's in it, if you know what I'm saying. So we'll take a look at that. How's everybody doing? Looks like we got 2 folks in the chat already. Good deal. Glad everybody, folks can hop on for a little bit on a chilly Friday here. I don't know how things are out by y'all. One second. Let me just make sure this video is working. We were having some video issues last Tuesday. So we'll make sure this playback isn't all messed up like it was last time. Yeah, we're good. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyways, starting with a little bit of GlenDronach, 12 years old in the glass. Nice little palate starter. Ain't too bad. It's awfully sweet. I'm going to actually do a little comparison review next week, which I'll drop, which is going to be between this and the Macallan 12. Both are on the same price. I know this one's got PX, but we'll see. We got some folks in the chat. Tamika, back, huh? Omalt, I see you on a Friday and handsome as always. Thank you, Tamika. How are things in Chicago? Hope you're doing well. Juan, how's it going, man? How are things out on the islands? Probably a lot warmer than they are here. Thanks for stopping through. Yeah, just hanging out. Like I was saying, I'm just catching up a little bit. I haven't been on the live stream as much of late. So I figured I would make a little extra time tonight, hang out, have a couple sips. I got a box in the mail from Canada, which we will crack open, see what's inside it. Probably have a couple pours or 2 or whatever's in there. We'll see what was sent my way. But yeah, in the meantime, man, just hanging out, sipping, getting back into this GlenDronach Allardyce. I feel like around this time of year, I really like the heavily sherried scotches. Partially because it's like kind of, holiday season, Christmas, all that. They have some of that, some of that kind of Christmas flavor, right? You get the dark fruits, you get a bit of that spice. This one, like I said, is a little bit sweeter because it's got that PX sherry in it as well as the Oloroso, but no, it still works. It's not a bad dram. So I'm just sipping a little bit of this. I also have a Macallan 12. Like I said, I'm going to do a little face-off between the Macallan 12 and this one for my review next week. Right now, I gotta say it's going down pretty nice. Peter White, what's up, buddy? How are you? Happy Friday. How are things up in Ontario? Probably pretty much on the chill side. Similar here. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what's all in the box. I'm sure there's going to be a healthy amount of Canadian stuff, as I very rarely get any Canadian whiskey, and Quig has a reputation for sending me some good Canadian stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll check that out. I'll crack that thing open in a few minutes. Like I said, this is the first pour of the night. It's been a long work week, surprisingly. So warming things up with a little GlenDronach 12-year-old original. What's up with you, buddy? What do you got going on this weekend? Anything? Shoveling snow? Hopefully not. This is a curious one. The thing that's interesting about it is that, for a lot of people say the older one is much better. Basically, the before they had shuttered for a while. I would love to try one. This is it does taste a little young, I will say. It's got kind of this little bit of edginess, which I would like to associate with spice, but no, it's more that youthfulness. It's that kind of sharp, almost ethanol note. Even after, I mean, this thing is oxidized quite a bit too, like well over halfway. I mean, you know, what can you expect, I guess. I would have loved to get some of the older bottles though, man, seriously. All right, Andrew Page is in the house. What's up, buddy? Happy Friday, man. Finally got around to getting the Spios. We'll have to check out that Malaga next. Yeah. That Malaga cask is really good. Those two are probably my favorite of the Glenmorangies that I've had. The Malaga cask, we're getting blurry again, man. I hope not. I did a lot of work to try to test this out and fix it, so I hope that we're doing all right here. Yeah, 2014, right. Yep, that's right. The Malaga cask is pretty new, and really enjoyed it. I dropped a review of that today, but I think that and the Spios are probably the two that are my favorite. Too cold going back to lockdown next week. Word. No, I haven't, but I've seen it. I've seen it for sure. That is one I got to try. The only Fino actually I've ever had is that Lefroy. Those would be two fun ones to compare, considering they're probably somewhat similar in style. I haven't seen it available here in southern Pennsylvania at all, though. Southeastern Pennsylvania. I'm not sure if it's like something you got to get online or I don't know. Have you seen it like in shops? One, that seems like it would have to be a must buy if you see it, man. Like there's no way you can't buy that, right? Fino cask finish. I'm sure it's an NAS, but who cares? The NAS whiskeys that Kilchoman puts out are good. The Mocker Bay, which they just put out a cast strength version of, I actually have like a special release cast strength that they had, but I don't know if it's like a regular release now or something. That'd be dope if it was, because the cast strength is fantastic. Sorry, I just had to get this a little bit more adjusted. All right. Oh, nice. Oh, so you ordered them, huh? Where did you get them, like from a local shop or from the distillery? No kidding. Okay. That I didn't even know. You're gonna love that cast strength. If it's anything like the I have like some weird special release cast strength. What did they charge you for that, by the way, just out of curiosity? And how much was the Fino? Oh, Juan says he's seen it in Hawaii. Okay. Andrew, you got it at Saratoga. Oh yeah, good old Saratoga. Can't go wrong with that. STR cast seems to be popular. Yeah, I have some of that. I haven't opened it though. I don't know why. It's like on the list, but I'll get around to it. The last Kilchoman that I had was the red wine cask, and honestly, I didn't love it. I know a lot of people think that I'm crazy for not loving that because it seemed to be like a favorite, but it just didn't quite do it for me. It was kind of weak, despite being at like 50% ABV or something like that. Oh, $130 for the Fino. Okay. Damn. That's up. You know, a lot of their stuff always falls in that like 100 range. They had they have a Sauternes. I think that, and then like the Lockgorm and stuff. Those are always in that like 80 to 100 range, something like that. That's the I actually haven't had the Sauternes. They have a Portwood too, now that I think about it, which is probably in that same price range. I don't know. 130 is like, somebody will taste it, let you know if it's worth it. I don't know if it'll be me though. Daniel, what's going on, buddy? Good chatting with you last night. How are things in East Texas? This fine Friday. Got 11 folks in. Right on. How's everybody's Friday going? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's $65, man. Perfect price for that cask strength Mocker Bay. Greg, what's going on in France, buddy? Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. You haven't seen that anywhere, huh? Well, I hope you get the opportunity. I guess it's the first in a series they're going to be putting out of like small, whatever small batch, stuff. But it's non-chill filtered. It was what, 47.3%. That was good, man. That was a really good pour. I think I don't know how limited it was. Unfortunately I don't have the bottle because it was that good that it's long gone. I was drinking that with some friends, but I imagine that it should be relatively available. Hopefully, maybe you can check out something in the UK. I don't know if they ship to you. I like Kilchoman, but not the fact that the special releases get easily over 100. Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that they always bottle it. I mean, they don't bottle their stuff weak for the most part. It's all that kind of local thing that they do, which is cool. It's well-crafted stuff. They're not my favorite distillery. There's something about their profile that it's not like, it doesn't pop for me as much as like Ardbeg or like maybe even Laphroaig, but I still really like it. I'm never going to put up a good Kilchoman. And there's so many to try. They got so many damn releases, which is great. So hopefully I'll get my hands on something one of these days, a new one. Man, I'll tell you that Glenmorangie Malaga, man, I was impressed. So I guess, and I think I talked about this in the review video, but it came out like right when the cake, the Taylor cake is back there somewhere, came out. And so it was like flew under the radar. I didn't even know about it. And then I just stumbled across it when I was going to pick up some beer, actually. I was like, holy shit, what is this all about? And yeah, just looking at that bottle, man, had to do it. I hope you get your hands on one for sure. If I had more samples, believe me, man, I would send you one. But unfortunately, I only saved 2. So Telex and I can taste it. So we'll do a tasting of it too. We'll see what he's got to say. Hey, Pilgrim, what's up, buddy? Long time no see, man. How you been? How are things going? Scandinavia side. Yeah, folks in the chat, if you haven't yet, take a second and subscribe to Greg's Whiskey Guide, Whiskey Pilgrim. Both do some great stuff, have amazing collections, great reviews, good people. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, once I get to try a Port Ellen, maybe I can say something about it, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen. Yeah, well, that's a good question, man. They do put out a lot of great special releases. Personally, though, out of their core range, my favorite is the Loch Gorm, and I would put the Loch Gorm head to head with almost anything from Laphroaig, with the exception of their 10 cask strength, maybe some of the cartridge releases and some of their older stuff. I mean, the only thing that's really sherried that they put out, which I don't understand, I wish that they would put a little bit more, sherried whiskeys out. I think the only one that has sherry in it at all is the Triplewood, and then there's that PX, which is a travel exclusive. Yeah, personally, if you ask me, the Kilchoman Loch Gorm kicks both their asses on that. It would be great though if Laphroaig would put out just like a straight up Oloroso. And they might have one. I've just never seen it. I'm trying to think back now through the cartridge line. They never did a straight up like Oloroso. There was that Madeira cask, which that one wasn't my favorite, but I know a lot of people liked it. There was, well, there's that port. There's the Portwood, and then there's the one that came out this year, which is the port and red wine, which was good. And it shows like they can do it, right? I mean, they can get the character. But yeah, to just get like a man, imagine something like that. Like I think Loch Gorm is 100% Oloroso. So if you just did 100% Oloroso Laphroaig, like a Laphroaig 10, that could be good. I'm sure they've at least tried to experiment with it, right? I mean, how can't you? Be nice to find out though. Yeah, but yeah, core range, man, I'm with you for the most part. Like the exception of the Loch Gorm. I mean, obviously, once we get like a 10-year age stated Mocker Bay, that would be interesting. Yeah, Port Charlotte, like the Brooklady Port Charlotte 10 is freaking solid. Obviously, Ardbeg 10, Laphroaig 10, those are all great pours. Laphroaig's got so many whiskeys in their core range. Maybe got that quarter cask. Man, I haven't had that in a minute. But that was really good. There's the triple wood, which I think is good. Obviously, don't mess with the select unless you absolutely have to, but there shouldn't be any reason you absolutely have to. That was pretty garbage. But everything else, yeah, everything else is good. Just got to get some more age statement. The lore, freaking lore is fantastic. Which I know has some sherry in it too. I mean, maybe that's the one that you compare, you know, would be closest comparably. I think there's some sherry, but then there's also like bourbon. I think there's French oak in it too. I don't remember. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with the lore. I haven't had any of the Loch Gorm 2020 yet, but I heard it's about. Yeah, man, I've had the 19 and it was awesome. That was the one that really like sealed the deal for me with Loch Gorm being something I'm going to try to get every time I can. Before that, I had only had the Saneg, which was like a 2017. I didn't really love the Saneg. The Mocker Bay is solid, but I don't love it. I mean, it's not something I'm buying on the regular. The cask strength, I do have like this special release cask strength, but now they're putting one out. Mocker Bay cask strength is where it's at. That's really good. What other Kilchoman's have I even had? I had the red wine cask, which I was like not a huge fan of, but I know a lot of folks really liked that. I'm just trying to think now. There was one other one that like Telix and I did, which was I think a Portwood of some sort that was pretty solid. I don't quite remember it though. The name of it. It had some funky Gaelic name or something. I've had one of those like 100% Islas. I don't remember which version it was. That was solid. I actually, now that I think back, I actually like that one quite a bit. I mean, not as much as the Loch Gorm, but close. Yeah, I think that Loch Gorm is the way to go there. Yeah, you bet, Greg. I did a bottle cover recently and decided to give away one blind sample. They declared to 2 friends for the whiskey fabric. Oh, sweet, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I do hope you get your hands on it. I was really impressed with the Malaga cask. It was like freaking raspberry, blackberry jam. Amazing stuff. I was impressed. And it worked really well with I think it was 4 years. It's 4 years finished in first fill Malaga cask. So it's 8 years ex-bourbon and then the 4 years. I think they really nailed it with that. And it's cheaper than the cake too, which, you know, the cake is what it is. What else is going on, y'all? Yeah, for sure, buddy, for sure. Juan said, isn't the lore sherry? Yeah, you're right. So the lore has some sherry in it, but it's not like full sherry. Whereas Loch Gorm is like full sherry, as far as I know. Oh, man, I just saw that they put out an Ardbeg 25. Those are all expensive. Those are like $600, $500-$600 at 23. That they did those 20-something range or whatever. Now they're just putting out a straight out 25. But no, man, that's way too much for my blood. Yeah, man. Telix has a bottle of the Trevon, the first batch. I've seen the second. Man, it's like $300. 19-year-old Ardbeg. I'm sorry. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that just seems like so much to pull the trigger on. I don't know. Maybe it's cheaper around you guys, but I'm sure it's good. But man, for if that was more like 200, you know, okay, maybe I'd consider it. But I don't know. That price is what keeps scaring me off that one, buddy. Yeah. Oh, bourbon CS. Okay. Yeah, they have some single casks too that are really good. I had one. It was like a 14-year-old bourbon. I didn't quite love it. It was weirdly tropical. Just didn't quite land for me, but wasn't bad. Yeah. All right. All right, cool, y'all. All right, so let's see what's going on here. I had a little knock at my door today, and a package came, and it is from British Columbia. And when I get a package from British Columbia, it only means one thing, is that Food Quig, our good friend, has sent me some samples. Let's see what we got here. I gotta open this thing first, though. All right, that worked enough. All right. Quig went with a big box, so there's probably some good stuff in here. All right, we got some samples. Let's see. First one. Gooderham and Worts, 19-year-old, 49 Wellington, 49% ABV. All right. Oh, Lot 40 cast strength, 3rd edition, 57% ABV. Now, that is something you cannot find in the United States anywhere, any of the Lot 40 cast strength fries. Man, I've been wanting to try that ever since I saw them. I know they had a couple releases that had age statements, but. So here we got JP Weiser's 23-year-old cast strength, 64%. Damn, Quig. Okay. Not messing around. Shelter Point. This is single malt batch 1, which has been aged in ex Lafroy casks, 55%. Shit. Oh man, there's more. Jesus. There's another Shelter Point. For those of you who don't know, Shelter Point is like a, small batch artisanal distillery, whatever you want to call it, in Canada. And they do a bunch of different malted whiskeys. This is District 141. Looks like Portwood, 46%. Shit. What else we got? Dude, he sent me like 10. Okay, Pike Creek, 21 years old. This is Oloroso Sherry finished, 45%. Jesus. What else? Another Shelter Point, nice. This is double barrel, batch 4. Looks like 50%. Sweet, sweet. Lowell McKinnon, Clomate. I can't tell what that is. Clomate malt. It's a single malt, 43%. Not sure. I might have to Google that one. Got a little leaky. Alberta Premium cast strength, 65%, 65.1 to be totally accurate. Okay. Yeah, we got anything else? Yeah, a ton. This is all Canadian whiskey, which is awesome. Canadian Club Chronicles, 42 years old, 45% ABV. Holy shit. I don't know if you're watching, Quig, but man, thank you for your incredible generosity here. So we got a whole bunch of Canadian whiskeys, y'all. I'm not sure which ones. I mean, I'm going to have to do that Lot 40. Like, there's no doubt about that. But I'm going to have to see. Is Peter White still in the house? Peter White might have a couple ideas. Which ones of these I should totally try if you were able to follow all that. All right. Let me just find where I'm at. I'm way behind on the chat. I apologize, y'all. Oh, yeah, there's Peter. Looks like Pilgrim's out. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping through. What's up, Lost Cause? Peter White saying those Shelter Points are good. Okay. But not the Lot 40. Really? Is that true? How can that be? Cask strength lot 40. All right. Well, I want to try it anyway. Alberta Premium Cask Strength was Jim Murray's whiskey of the year and kills the lot 40. All right. I'm gonna follow your advice. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We'll check out the lot 40 cask strength just because it's got to happen. Man, we'll do the Shelter Point. What's the one that there was one that had like a sherry in it or something? We'll do the one in the Ex Laphroaig. That'll be the last one we check out. And then let's see. Let's do that Alberta Premium cask strength. That seems like a good amount for now, right? And we'll see what else happens. Let me know in the chat if any of you have had any of these Canadian whiskeys. I don't even know. Some of these I've never even seen. So this is really awesome to get to try a whole bunch of stuff from a different country. Get a and Karen here. Peated one. We'll put the peated one back. Let's start with this. Start with this Shelter Point double barrel. That seems like a good starter. We'll check out that peat later. We got 13 folks in the chat. Right on, man. Thanks for everybody for hanging out. Everybody's having a good Friday. All right. Shelter Point double barrel. So this is probably just going to be a lot of bourbon. Oh, no, wait. I don't know what that says. Looks like it might have some wine finishes or something. I was assuming it would just be like a ex-bourbon type situation. Any event. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know a ton about Shelter Point, so I don't want to speak out of turn about it, but I have had some of their stuff. They are a Canadian distillery. I think they're in British Columbia, if not Yukon, I want to say. Anyways, but if you ever check out Food Quick's channel, which you should do, by the way, he does a lot of reviews of their stuff. He goes up there quite a bit, gets a lot of like single casks and stuff. I don't know if this is something that you can have shipped internationally, but well, most of their stuff is NES because it's a young place. They have some pretty promising stuff. I was able to try one of their single casks, I think. This must have been quite a while back, maybe a couple of years ago. Definitely was delicious, showed promise. I think with some age, they'll be great. But these look like we got some fancy finishes. So take a look at the color on that. That's looking pretty nice. I know. Well, or I just need to send him the samples that I owe him. Because of COVID, I've literally had a box of samples sitting in my car for Quig for like 7 months, 8 months. I owe this dude big time for these. I might have to find some other stuff to add to that. Okay, so this is interesting. I prefer the lot 41 and 2 release. Yeah, those were the ones with age statements, right? Yeah, man. I mean, unfortunately, here in the U.S., you cannot get those. You can get the regular lot 40, which I think is pretty solid in and of itself, but they don't have the cask strength out here. They haven't had any of them. So unless you were in Canada or somebody was gracious enough to send you a sample, you were SOL on those. No, you can't. That's the other thing. Like, part of the reason a lot of people in the States don't know much about Canadian whiskey is because we can't get good stuff. You can't get Alberta. There's no Alberta Premium anywhere I've ever been. Maybe closer to the border. I don't know. So you can't find a lot of that. I mean, I'm trying to think. You see like Canadian Club. You see what else? Seagram. You know, some of the just like really, really mainstream stuff. Crown Royal. You do see like Pike Creek, but it's only that rum cask. I've never seen anything else other than the rum cask. What other Canadians do you see? Obviously, like Yukon Jack, but that ain't even whiskey. Yeah, I mean it's slim pickings. We never see any of the high end stuff around here, as far as I've ever seen. I've never seen like an old Canadian Club, anything like that. So. Yeah, it pays, when you have someone as generous as the Quig to send you a bunch of stuff, check it out. So the nose on this is really weird. This is definitely not all ex bourbon. I think it said wine on it. It wouldn't surprise me. It almost is like port. It's got this kind of this bitter dark fruit. It's almost like a black cherry, mulberry type thing, or blackberries. There's this interesting chocolate note. And again, I'm not sure how old these are. Oh, Peter White knows what's up. Peter's going to guide us through this as our makeshift Canadian whiskey guide tonight, y'all. He knows what's up. Shelter points are 5 or 6 years old. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Wow, the nose on this is really interesting, you guys. There's also like overripe grapes. So yeah, I'm thinking there's wine. This is wine of some sort. There's some nice kind of really nice cereal barley note, really sweet. Kind of reminds me of that note you get off Glenmorangie 10, kind of honeyed cereal grain. You pick it up a lot on the Cadbull Estate 15, actually. Earth tones too, man. This is different. Let me just check one more time what the ABV is here. 50%. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't read what he wrote here. It looks like it's some type of casks. I can't read what is old vines, something. I don't know. We'll just trust the nose. And right now, to me, it's screaming some type of wine or maybe port. Nice, though. Let's give it a taste. Oh, yeah. Okay. No peat. So there's no smoke in this at all. And I don't think Shelter Point puts out any smoke. Arrives really oily and sticky. Fruit, malted milk ball, cola, root beer. Pretty short, medium on the development, and kind of a finish kind of goes away pretty quick. Well, it's like short, medium. Young for sure, you can tell. It's just, it kind of like holds together as it develops and then just kind of just falls apart a little bit. But what they got going here is good. Okay. Let me know in the chat, anybody outside Peter White who I know has probably had some Shelter Point, if anybody's had the chance to try anything from them. It'll be great if we can start getting some of this stuff in the States. I really like what they're doing. They have a really distinct, like, barley malt taste. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's a little bit metallic and not in a bad way, but it's very assertive. So you really can tell in like all of these, and that could be a testament to the youth, but some citrus going on in here. It's almost kind of like some type of like mixed berry yogurt with a little bit of citrus sharpness on it, maybe a little pepper even. Straight. The nose is great. It's almost like brandy. I'm trying to think of a scotch I can compare this to give folks who've never had Shelter Point a point of reference here. It's sort of like Quinta Rubin. If Quinta Rubin was like much younger, but it's like the bourbon with some type of substantial wine finish or sherry finish, whatever. Yeah, there's some citrus coming out here too. Really nice nose. I'm trying to think what other ones that could maybe compare this to. I mean, we were talking about Loch Ormond Saneg earlier. Saneg, the Kilchoman Saneg, take the like minus the peat, which I don't feel like you get a lot of peat smoke on some of the Kilchoman on the nose as much as you get the smoke and peat on the palate. This reminds me a little bit of the Saneg. Just no peat. Really nice. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. There's a nice pepper note. Pepper, lemon, lime, like tingle. It's actually going through, it's holding on a lot longer for the second taste. A lot of fruit. A lot of chocolate. Coffee, chocolate. Milk chocolate, dark chocolate. Yeah, I could mess with this. Hopefully we can get these things shipped to the States at some point. Anyways, let me catch up on the chat. Falling behind a little bit. What's everybody sipping tonight? Imagine how we feel in Canada when all the special Crown Royal stuff. Really, we get all the special Crown Royal stuff? No kidding. I don't really mess with Crown Royal. But I know it's not bad. What did that one guy, the sexual harassment dude, who wrote about that whiskey book? I can't remember his name. He like made the Harvest Rye or something his whiskey of the year. Everybody was like, "What?" I never even tried it. Greg said, "What turns me off is that Hiram Walker and Sons is owned by a French company that doesn't trust in our French market to distribute the good stuff. I had to buy 2 JBC Weisers in the UK. Oh man, that's a bummer. Who are they owned by? The Pike Creek stuff comes out of Hiram Walker, if I'm not mistaken. I know that. I mean, I know they're not the like parent company, but is that is Moët Hennessy? They're not from there, though, are they? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not the person to ask about the business side of the whiskey. I know enough, but probably not enough to give you an answer that's even close to accurate. What else is going on? Yeah, Peter White was saying 5 or 6 years on these shelter points. This one is standing up really well. Double barreled, but that second barrel, which is probably fresh, that's usually the point of the double barreling. That's got to be some type of wine, red wine. I can't tell. It's darker. I mean, it makes me think more like a port, but I'm trying to think of wine equivalent to that. More of the bourbon notes coming out too. This is good. So yeah, shout out to Quig for the first of the samples that we're going to try tonight. Highly recommend, man. These shelter points seems to be getting good. The one that he had sent me a couple of years ago, I could tell it was really young, really spirity, rough, but the core of it was delicious. It was almost like a nice applesauce, apple cinnamon. It was tasty, and you could tell like they knew what they were doing. They just needed some age on the stuff, and it seems like that's starting to happen, and they're getting really creative with their finishes and maturations. Seems like an exciting time to be able to get your hands on Shelter Point. Let's see our Golden Core range. Chris, what's up? Are you? Happy Friday. There has been a limited release of Lot 40 cast strengths too. That's about an hour and a half from me in Illinois. Really? You've seen them stateside? No kidding. That's interesting. I have not ever seen it stateside, and I've never been able to find it on the internet either. Yeah. Drop me a line, buddy. maltopmuser@gmail. If you find it, let me know. Or pick one up and I'll buy it from you, maybe. All right, what else is going on? I think Rob, Whiskey in the Six, and Andy Who tried Chilton? Yeah. And whiskey whistle. Okay. Yeah, Andy for sure, man. I mean, he sent it to me. For sure. Folks chatting. What else we got going on? Hey, Silverlock. Another person in Chicago. I think we got another Chicagoite in the house, or she was in the house. How are you, buddy? Happy Friday to you. Happy weekend ahead. We are just doing a little, for folks just joining. Opened up a box of samples from Food Quig in British Columbia. So shout out to the Quig for these great samples. Yes, it is all Canadian whiskey. There's all sorts of stuff, and so far we're doing right now a double barrel release from Shelter Point, and then we're gonna check out a Alberta Premium Cask Strength 65.1% and a Lot 40 Cask Strength 57%. And depending on how we are after that, there's a bunch of other ones we might check out too. So kick back, get comfy, man. Let's sip some whiskey. Hope you're staying warm in the Windy City. Oh, Pernod Ricard. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You have the current JM Whiskey of the Year on your table. Oh, the Alberta Premium Cask Strength? All right, well, I didn't hear about it from that joker. So, folks saying hi to Silverlock. What? Mar, what's up? Good morning. Beaming the signal to us all the way across the oceans from India. Nice to see you, buddy. I'll raise a glass to you, Slancha. Hopefully you can have a pour today. Hope life's well, man. Hope you all are staying safe there. I've been following the news a little bit. There's been some interesting stuff going on in India with the labor unrest and all of that. And, of course, COVID affecting all of us, man. I hope you're staying safe. Thanks so much for joining, buddy. Great to see you as always. Raise a glass to you again, Slancha, man. What else is going on? Binny's in the States? No way. Really? Man. Well, this is why you shouldn't listen to me, because I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to where you can find stuff. I have scoured, especially when the first two batches of the Lot 40 Rye Cask Strength came out. Man, I was scouring the internet. I was looking at all sorts of shops. I couldn't find that anywhere. So if that's true, that means they're available in the Chicagoland area. Tamika Ivy and Silverlock Whiskey Club. If y'all are into some rye, swing by your local Binny's. They might have the Cask Strength. I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled for that the next time I am in the land of Lincoln. I'm from Wisconsin originally, so there's opportunity when I go back. You know, who sees? I fly in and out of O'Hare a lot, so when I go back and visit home, say, yeah, you know, maybe there'll be a little bit of time. We'll see. What else is going on? Tiring day, slept a bit lately. It's a bit out of place, but go to bed soon. Yeah, Greg's fighting some insomnia or something going on. That's why he's able to join us so late from Paris. Chris is about to become a Lot 40 Cask Strength mule. Everybody's like, yo, what's up? Make it happen, buddy. Oh, good to hear. Oh, yeah, great pick, too. Imagine these nights are getting cold by you. It's like 45 here in Philly. Chicago's probably right in that same thing. I was talking to my brother earlier who's in Milwaukee, and he was saying it's, you know, somebody was saying low 30s up there. So can't imagine it's much warmer your way, bud. Winter is here. Else. Mm-hmm. So the Alberta Premium is a rye, huh? Okay. I've never had the only Alberta actually, I should have known this. So hang on one second. Where is it? I have this bottle here, and I believe, Peter White, it was you who explained this to me. So I got upsold this by Liquorsmith that I trust at a place in South Jersey. It's from Barrel, who, as you guys probably have all heard of, especially in the States, they do tons of bourbon releases, rye releases, whatever. So he sold me this. This was like 100, I think. It's a cask strength. They did 53 bottles of it. Cask strength Canadian rye whiskey, single barrel, 13 years old, 63.7%. Okay. And it's a nice graphic on the bag. To rye or not to rye, I will rye. Anyways, so I didn't, they don't distill their own stuff. They just source it and then do their own age, right? So I didn't really know what to expect from this or where it came from. And I think Peter White told me that the stuff they use is Alberta Premium. So maybe I've had a cask strength Alberta Premium. And that's a great, great bottle, by the way. I've had that for over a year. I savor it because it's really, really tasty. And I don't want to run out of it because I can't find it again. It could be one of the best ryes I've ever had, for sure. So I'm looking forward to it. Chicago and Mass had it. Might be sold out now. Oh, you're talking about the Lot 40? Bottles of Highland Park. Yeah, I think it's like a local liquor store chain in the Chicagoland area. They may be in some other spots too, but not out here in Pennsylvania. And certainly not in Paris, I'm imagining. 37 in Texas. Oh, man. Y'all got to be freaking out. What he said. So in Pennsylvania area, well, not in Pennsylvania because we're all government stores, but if you go to like Delaware, which is right down 20 miles or 5 miles east, and you go into South Jersey where it's all private stores, the main chain is Total Wine. There's not really any other chains that I've seen over there. Like that's the main. There's some local places that have local shops that have multiple locations, but Total Wine is the big heavy hitter out here. I don't know if there's. Y'all have Total Wine in Chicago, or is Binny's like the Total Wine equivalent? I know they have Total Wine in California too, along with Bevmo. I was trading AP, Alberta cask strength, and Lot 40s and stuff in NY for 3 years. Damn, man, I missed the boat on this. Amroot and Paul John are excellent whiskeys to have in you. Yes, they are. No doubt about that. I think we were on that night. I was tasting the Amroot Fusion, which is great. They're putting out a ton of good releases too, and those are not hard to find here. I have not had a Paul John yet, but I've been considering, grabbing something like that eventually. But I've been seeing more and more Amroots coming out. If you have any recommendations, Mar, let me know. And I can maybe keep my eye out for it. I'm not sure we'll be able to find everything that you might have access to here, but would definitely be interested. Barrel Rye, 13 and 14 single barrels were ADL. Alberta. Is that Alberta Premium? I'm going to assume so. But yeah, let me know if that's not correct. Do you recommend Pikesville Rye? Yes. Oh, you were asking Peter, but I'm going to tell you right. Yeah. Get that. That's 100 euros. I mean, you're going to have a markup, right? It's an import. But yeah, that's Pikesville Rye is one of the better ones that I've had that come out of the US. I'm trying to think of things that I would compare it to. I mean, Willet, but I doubt you're going to be able to. If Willet is not even easy to get here sometimes. No, yeah. If you can afford it, buy it with confidence. But if maybe you can get somebody to send you a couple samples of it, maybe do that. Because I mean, that is a bit steep. That's about USD. That's like Pikesville Rye is like a $45 bottle. So that's a markup for sure. 100 euro. That's what, $120. Damn. I don't think it's worth that. But it is good. No lie. All right. I have 8 different Amruts on my bar. Fantastic notes. Nice. I would love some Amrut recommendations if you guys have any. I have only had the very core release, just the regular single malt, and I've had the Fusion, and the Fusion was awesome. But I've seen others, and so I'm definitely interested in trying more of them because I really dig their stuff. All right. Paul John is the next biggest thing in the Indian whiskey industry. They're making some great expressions. Oh, right on. Yeah, let me know what you recommend. I've seen it. Like, we can get it here in the States. At least I've seen it in around me. I've just never bought one. I didn't look enough into it, but I would love recommendations on either that Amrut or Paul John. James, yeah. If you want Willet samples, talk, Greg. You and Daniel should chat. Daniel has like a bounty of Willet down in his area. He's able to get a whole bunch of those. He sent me like a bunch of samples of the 4-year they're awesome. It's a great rye, and they do like a batch releases of it, and I think each of them has a different ABV. And there's probably been, there's been a lot, right? I think there's been a lot of them. Worth it for sure. Pikesville's good, but I've taken a liking to Starlight single barrel rye cask strength. That one I have not had. Starlight, huh? What's that all about? Doing a quick search here. Starlight. Oh, here it is. From Indiana. Oh, is it an MGP? Huber Winery? Single barrel release straight rye whiskey, $55 at Vine and Table in Indiana. Is this the one you're talking about? I never heard of that. Sounds pretty amazing, though. For me, at least, you must have the Fusion, then the Port Nova intermediate sherry matured, and also the regular single malt, which is interesting to feel the local. Yeah, I 100% agree with you on that. I felt similar. Like, I thought it was really good for a younger whiskey, and definitely noticed that exact thing. There's a lot of like barley notes in that. Yeah, Fusion is awesome. I've not had the Port Nova. That one I might have to keep an eye out for. Yeah, sherry would be great. Yeah, for sure, Maher, for sure. Definitely. All right. I'm almost to the tail end of this. I'm going to put just a dab of water on this shelter point. See what else happens here. But I'm telling you right now, this is a major step up from, I think, the one that I tried on live with Quig probably 3-4 years ago, maybe. Oh, man, that nose with water, the bourbon notes, which were kind of buried under that wine cask, really coming through big time. Vanilla, caramel, like buttery toffee. It smells really fresh. Like you walked into a high-end candy shop, you get that like waft of kind of chocolate and toffee. This is nice. I don't think this is an everyday drinker, but man, it's a nice taste. Okay. Peter, let me know, or if anybody else here is from Canada, is Shelter Point something you can find all across the country? Or is it kind of like provincial? Like, I know, for example, like I said, I think it's made in British Columbia, so I know Andy's able to get it by simply just going up to the distillery or getting him at the premium spirit releases or something that he always seems to go to. But I would love to know if that's something you can see all the way across the country, or if you guys got to only get it from specific places. I know there's all sorts of laws and regulations governing all that stuff for y'all, but same here. States were ridiculous with that stuff. Okay. What else we got going on? WLP 2018. Okay. Amrit Madeira cask from a bit of Madeira finish standpoint. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Thank you for these recommendations. Like I said, I'm interested in some more Amrut and the Paul John, actually. I would love to actually try another distillery since I've already had the Fusion, and other one, the regular. Oh, nice. Good, man. Ringing endorsements across the board here. This is good. Amrut Immediate Cherry. Port Nova is peated cask. Ooh, really? Okay. That's Indian? That's the Paul John. Okay, so that's the Indian whiskey. Yeah, okay. I might have to look for that. Or is Port Nova Amrut? Doesn't matter. I'll find it. Oh, it's not MGP. Okay, cool. So that must be some kind of like craft thing. It looks really delicious though, man. 8.5 here, Amrut. Jaggy rum cask. Jaggery rum cask. Nice. And I know the story, like they lose so much to evaporation, right? Because of the elevation at Amrut, that like it's difficult to have really aged stuff that's going to be affordable, right? Because it's they lose, what did they, I think one of their bottles said something like they lose like 5 to 10% of what's in the cask every X amount of years. I don't remember exactly what that was. But yeah, I can imagine in 8 years, probably, excuse me, pretty well aged for an Amrut. That must be delicious in a rum cask finish at that. Damn. Peter White. He knows what's going on. I haven't heard of that one. I've not heard that. Yeah, Meyer, let me know. Like, if you were going to pick up one Paul John release and one Amrut release, one or two of each that you'd strongly recommend I check out outside of the Fusion, let me know. I'm definitely interested in trying more. The Amrut capital of Canada. Greg's saying there's also Ramport. Yeah. Distillery exporting. Okay. Very special profile that might interest rye lovers. Oh, no kidding. Okay. Yeah, man. I picked up Amrut because it was so easy to find. But I did not know about, I'd heard of Ramport and I'd heard of Paul John, but I didn't know enough about them. And so it wasn't really high on my list. But I like what you're saying there. I'm into it. Since we were talking about it earlier, I'm moving on to some Lochgorm from 2016 now, so it's not the best version. Been a while since I poured it. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, I know there's batch variation, but I can't imagine there's a bad Lochgorm. That is just, it's so good. And I mean, I don't know if it's more aged, because each one of them, they put like a different amount of casks into the malt, if I'm not mistaken, or not into the malt, into the bottle. So they might be, it might be super good. I'm not sure. Angel share in India is 10 to 12% per year. Holy shit. Man. I mean, imagine, they to even get enough whiskey to bottle it in any accessible way, how many barrels they would have to compensate for that. You would have to have a ton if you're losing that much whiskey. 10 to 12%. Jesus. Yeah, that's no good. It explains a little bit why you don't see a lot of age statement stuff, at least from them, but I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled for it. All right. Top of the hour. Thanks for everybody hanging out. We still got 11 folks in the chat, which is super cool. Happy Friday, everybody. As I was saying earlier, I'm trying to do a little catch up here on hanging out with folks because for about a month, I was not really doing much live streams at all. So Good opportunity to hang out. Plus, I got this box of delicious whiskey in the mail from Foodquig. We have checked out a Shelter Point double barrel, and next on the list here, I am pouring Alberta Premium Cask Strength 65% ABV. Not sure, there's no age statement on this, but we'll do a quick, seriously quick size dram of this. I might actually might want to save some of this. So don't mind me. Don't try this at home. Don't lose any of this. We'll do like a half dram of this. It's high potency. And if this is really good, I'm going to want to save some. So pardon me on that. Okay, Alberta's Premium Cask Strength. So another Canadian whiskey that you can't get your hands on in the States, and one that all of my Canadian friends who swing through the channel talk about as being one of their favorite of the Canadian whiskeys that you can get your hands on. So I'm very eager to try this out. I'll tell you, the nose is quite gentle for what would be a 65%. Herbaceous. There's a lot of like herbal, grassy notes coming through on this. Some chocolate, maybe. Ooh, a little mint. Wow. What is that? Apricot? Peach? Bit of that going on. But the nose is really, it's musty. It's got some earthiness to it. It's very herbal. It's very grassy. Interesting. Okay. Let's give it a taste. Ooh. Oh, there's a lot happening with this one. Let me know in the chat if any of you all have had the pleasure of trying Alberta Premium Cask Strength. This is delicious. Pretty good viscosity, a lot of flavor, fruit, bourbon notes. There's this nice spice that comes through again in this kind of like sweet herbalness, spearmint. Really pops. Yeah, this is good. Again, I'm getting this malted milk ball thing. This is the theme of the night. Like on the finish, and it's hanging out for a long time too. And this has no age statement on it. Apple. Wow. There's a lot happening here. Yeah, this apple. Juicy. Oh. The development on this is incredible. It starts really sweet and fruity, and then you get this surge of like bourbon notes, or we're talking like cinnamon. There's some like nutmeg, dark kind of cocoa. And then you get this burst of spice. And this is where you're getting the rye herbaceousness. You're getting this spearmint. It's sweet. It's peppery. And it rides into a great finish. This is fantastic. It packs a punch, though, let me tell you. Damn. So for the kids at home, one time, again, this is 65.1% ABV. And hats off again to Andy Foodquig. If you have not subscribed to Foodquig, take a second. Foodquig. Give him a sub. He does great whiskey videos. He's one of my favorite whiskey pals. We do a couple live streams every year, and he was so generous to send me this among a whole bunch of other samples of some premium Canadian whiskey. So I am both humbled by his generosity and wowed by this Alberta Premium cask strength, because this is really good. Yeah. Okay. We'll let that sit for a few minutes. Let me catch up and see what's going on with folks. If you want to try Paul John, try the classic repeated, which are the high ABV versions. Also try edited if you like Pete. Okay, thank you. This is good to know. Greg's out. Greg, great to see you. Have a good night. Hope you everything is good and you get some good sleep and wake up to a nice morning in Paris. Andrew Page, day 4 of the calendar, getting ahead. Oh, you're doing the whiskey calendar. Okay. Kids are finally asleep. He's got the Fino in the glass. Uh-oh. Master of Malt Scotch Advent Calendar Day first, which is Tamdu 12. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you probably were tuning in. Telix and I recently tasted the Tamdu 10 and the Tamdu 15. I wasn't even aware there was a 12. Tamdu was delicious. I enjoyed the 12 quite a bit and that 15, so I can imagine that 12 is going to be great as well. Yeah, that's awesome. Let me know how that goes down for you, buddy. It's early, isn't it? What time is it? 9 o'clock? Yeah, we're good. Saying about it, Greg. Okay, cool. So yeah, Maher. Yeah, thank you. No, I really appreciate that, man. You know, I want to learn as much as I can about this, and I recall a conversation that you and I had some weeks back where you were talking a bit about some of the Amruts that you had. So, and given your access to Indian whiskey, I'm sure you got some good recommendations. So yeah, I'll definitely keep my eyes peeled for that. I'd love to try something from Paul John at some point. And actually, if my memory serves me right, there's a place not far from me over in Jersey that has a couple of them. So I'll keep my eyes out for that, man. Thanks for that. Peter White at Malt Muser. Only 120 bottles of that one left. Oh, okay, yeah. That's the rum cask one? Jeez. What's the oldest Amrut there is? I mean, you said that one was, what, 8.5 years? Is there an Amrut that's older than that? Man, this is... I'm going to put some water on this bad boy, though. Damn. I'll tell you, though, it drinks really, really well, neat, at 65%, which says something. So, yeah, with water, the nose actually stays relatively intact. It does have a bit more of a, what is that? Yeah, that rye spice is kicked up even more. Nice and sweet, though. Oh, wow. This is good. This does remind me quite a bit. You know what? Just for the hell of it, I'm going to put some of this in the glass. So I was showing this to folks earlier. I bought this like over a year ago. This is from Barrel Rye, who they literally just buy spirits and do their own maturation. So this is a 13-year cask strength single barrel Canadian rye at 63%. And Peter White alerted me to the fact that Barrels, which is a American company, they do a lot of bourbon stuff, alerted me to the fact that this is also Alberta Premium. So I'm actually curious, just for the hell of it, to do a little taste. Like I said, I'm saving this one as much as I can. Let's do a little taste side by side of these and see what kind of difference we pick up. All right. Let's see what happens here. All right. How's my video doing, by the way? Has it been clear for the most part? Are we getting any, like, that damn feedback again? I feel like there might be a little bit of that feedback happening. I'm not sure what's been going on with that, to be honest with you all. I'm working on trying to get it remedied, but it looks kind of digital right now. I'm going to open up this screen quick. Let me see if I can fix this. It's looking blurry again. I don't know what's been happening with this camera. Try this. All right, give me just a sec, y'all. I apologize. I just brought up my YouTube to check it, so I'm working on it. It's funny, I tested this before we started because there was an issue on Tuesday with this. And when I tested it before, I did the YouTube stream. It looked fine. Now it looks like we're getting feedback again. Let me see what I can do here. Yeah, it's really blurry. Apologies, y'all. Give me just a second to mess around with this, okay? Yeah, this has been really frustrating. Part of me wonders if it's actually the feedback I'm getting on this app. All right, give me just a sec here. Let's see what this does. We better now? I'm going to have to invest in some lights, my friends. There's no way around this. I'm not sure what the deal is, but I think we're looking back to new normal. Let me know if this is still looking really bad, and then I can screw around with it further, but I'm not sure what's going on, friends. Apologies. Let me see if I can continue, though. I know I'm like way far behind. Mar said, I'd love to admit that I'm really happy when you guys. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm always asking opinions of people. It's how you learn about this stuff. You know what I mean? So with water, this one has gotten a lot more apple, kind of traditional rye. A bit more palatable, too. All right. And now for the cast strength 13-year Alberta Premium. Let's see what happens with this. So this is tough. I can tell that they have similar profiles, but the age on this 13-year is just so much more barrel influence. It's almost apples and oranges. Peter White or anybody else from Canada, if you have any sense of how much, what the age on like an Alberta Premium cast strength might be, I'd love to find out. What else? Hey, Carl. What's up, buddy? Been following your music stuff on Facebook. Yeah, we need to find it somewhere here in the States too, man. We can't get this anywhere. I never see this. I don't see anything that's labeled Alberta Premium. If they make anything here, it's certainly not. It's certainly not like under that branding. So cool. We got Carl in the house, another one of our good European friends. Thanks for swinging through. As always, buddy, hope you're in for a good weekend. Oh, Gary, what's up, Gary? How are you, bud? The Paul John Christmas edition unopened. Okay. So you've been able to get your hands on some Paul John too. That's great. Yeah, many Alberts. That's what we were just talking about that a little bit. I'm not sure if you caught that, Gary. There's just so many. And I was asking Amar and Peter White and some other folks like for recommendations on that because I'd love to try some more of them. I've had the Fusion and the regular one. Hope you're doing well, bud. Thanks for stopping through. A little impromptu Friday. I am on my second Canadian whiskey. Alberta Premium Cask Strength, and this is as advertised. Many of our good friends from Canada sing this whiskey's praises, and I can see why. It really is pretty damn delicious. And I'm going to enjoy that again, because I'm saving half of that sample. I actually still have some samples that Quig had sent me from the last time he sent me some stuff that I haven't even finished. So I'm a bit far behind, but so many good Canadian whiskeys. It's I think a lot of people in the US either write it off or don't even think about it. And it's mostly probably an access question. We just don't see Canadian whiskey in any like reasonable quality levels, like anywhere in the States. So getting to taste some that are only north of the border is always a treat. Carl says it's past. It's been Friday night though, bud. Right? We're just getting started here. It is, yeah, it's 9. You're not too far ahead. All right. What else we got going on? Emerald has a Greedy Angel series that's higher in age, 6 years or higher. Oh, really? Okay. That I'm going to have to keep my eyes out for. I'm going to try one more thing really quick for y'all. And just see what happens if I do this. If this gets rid of some of this weird feedback we've been seeing. Let's see. Does this clear things up? Let me know. Or does it make it worse? It's hard to really tell. That's kind of bright. These damn lights. All right, let's see what this does. You know, it's new digs. It's a new setup. Apparently, even when I test things out, it doesn't actually work. No, this isn't doing anything any better. Let's try this. Sorry for all the feedback, y'all. All right. Yeah, folks are saying it's a little blurry, but it's been good and blurry. Okay. Yeah, I'm really trying to get a handle on this. I'm not sure what's going on. I literally ran a test before we started tonight just to make sure that the camera was working as I needed it to, because of what happened on Tuesday where things were coming in really blurry. And I ran a test, posted it on YouTube. It looked like it was working out really well. But alas, it got all screwed up again. So I'm hoping that this is better now. And folks, feel free to let me know if this is actually coming through still really grainy or not, and then I can still mess with it. So I appreciate you all rolling with this. So far, 2 thumbs up for both the Shelter Point that we tasted and this quite delicious Alberta Premium Cask Strength. The next thing we got here is the much awaited Lot 40 Cask Strength. This is the NAS version, it looks like, 3rd edition, 57%. I'm going to put a bit of this in the glass, let it simmer. And I have to save a sample of this too. I've been waiting for this for over a year. Now, I know what people are going to say. There's the age statement version of this that's out there. And unfortunately, I've never been able to get my hands on that for the reasons that we were discussing in the first hour. But here we are. We got one of them at least, so we're going to try it out. Carl said it was a bit blurry. Okay, thank you. Oh, that was a little bit ago, so I'm hoping it's better now. So it started out good tonight. Okay, good. What I think I need to do is honestly just get some backlight. There's something going on with the camera and how it adapts to light, and for some reason the lighting in here is just not quite as it's just not picking it up enough in the screen. I don't know what it is. It's a bit annoying though. He's got the Tamzu 15, but hasn't opened it. Yeah, that's a great whiskey. You're going to enjoy that. Even the 10. If you see the 10, get that too. That's a really good one. Cheers, Carl. Appreciate it. Yeah, little growing pain situation going on here. Okay, good. Yeah. Fuck. All right. Well, I do apologize if it becomes hard on the eyes. Loves the Portnova. So that's another ringing endorsement for the Portnova. Okay. I'm going to have to look out for that. Yeah. So Mara recommended the Paul John Classic or the Paul John Peated or the Edited if I can find it. So I'm going to look for one of those eventually. Really looking forward to trying some of the Indian stuff. I really enjoyed the Amrut Fusion, which I was talking about a little bit earlier. That was fantastic. And the regular one was no slouch either. It was like the regular, just like standard single malt release or something like that. So I'm really looking forward to trying that. Appreciate the recommendations, my friends. As always, y'all are great. You're the reason to do this, man. We can all get together and share our knowledge and opinions and our thoughts about whiskey, and we all learn from each other, and that's the way it should be, Peter White at Malt Muser or Hochstetter 16. Yeah. So the Hochstetter 16, I've seen it, but man, that was like $180 or something. I can't be swinging that kind of money for that. I've seen it though, and I actually, come to think of it, got to taste it at a whiskey tasting, and it was worth it. It was really good, but that's just too much, man. I don't know, what does that run for you up in Canada, like at Canadian prices? I'd love to know. Yeah, no. I mean, at least you get the JP Weisers. We don't even get that here. I don't think I've ever seen a JP Weisers in the States to write home about. We see the Canadian clubs and like the low-end Canadian club. Obviously, the Crown Royal, like 50 different flavors of Crown Royal that they have. There are a few more that we run into pretty much on the regular Canadian wise. I mean, obviously like the Seagram 7 or whatever. The Pike Creek 10 rum cask. There might be a couple others, but nothing like substantial or nothing like anything that Quigg has sent me tonight. What else we got going on? Let's see here. Weiser's Red Letter. Okay. Nice. After your Telex event, I picked up the Fortunato Cast Strength Lecheg. Oh, really? Is that an independent bottling? Oh man, yeah, dude, Lecheg. For folks who didn't catch it, check out Telex the Whiskey Text channel. We we do a show every Tuesday night from 9 until 11 after I do my happy hour, where we'll usually taste 2 whiskeys from a distillery. This week we did Lecheg. We did the Lecheg 10, which is fantastic. We did the Lecheg 18, which is mind-blowingly good. Ooh. So I recommend pretty much any Lecheg. There's a lot of independent bottlings of Lecheg out there, and I think I've not had the opportunity to try many of them, but I would love to. They're out of Tobermory. It's like their peated line. Recommended highly. Can't say enough about it. Okay. What else we got going on? Right now, we got 13 folks in. Good deal. How's everybody doing? Yeah, definitely. Amrut Fusion. If there's one you can get your hands on that I would start with, I would just go straight for the Amrut Fusion. It's fantastic. I think it's in that like $60 USD range. It's the Fusion is Indian and Scottish barley, so it dances around the like terroir thing a little bit if you want to get technical with it. but it's really, really fantastic. It's a huge step up from the regular single malt that I had. Highly recommend it. Got it. Crown Royal single flax. Yeah, we know. I don't think we ever see any of those. What we tend to run into is a lot of what are they? You know, just like all that flavored stuff that they put out. I'm still messing with this light, y'all. My apologies. Just a little bit. Let's see what we can do with this. It's supposed to be like perfect for this type of thing, but I don't know. It's been weird. We'll get this right eventually. Let me know if this gets more blurry for you guys. I promise this isn't going to be an exercise in video quality all night. Apparently it was working fine for a while, but I don't know what the hell happened. Anyways, before I like spoil it, Lot 40 cast strength. Yeah, no, this is worse. Let's see what we can do with this, y'all. Yeah, it's something with the lighting. I can tell. Yeah, it's so stupid. Come on, man. What's going on with this thing? All right. Let me give this just a second, and let me open YouTube just to see if I can get decent feedback. I'm going to go ahead and assume this is still blurry for you guys. All right, well, we're going to roll. So Lot 40 cast strength, they've done, I think, 3 releases. Tell me if I'm wrong. The first one was like a 12-year, and then they did an 11-year, and now it's an NAS. This is the first one I've had. Unfortunately, it's the NAS, but I'm still super grateful because I've never get the opportunity to try this being in the States. And because of that, being a fan of Lot 40 in general, this is a momentous occasion to get the opportunity to try this. So let's dig in. First of all, color. Pretty nice. Can't go wrong. Oh man, it just smells like rye bread. Fresh rye bread. There's some fruit and citrus notes kind of like running around the outside of it. It's got great spice. But so mellow, so like unexpectedly mellow for a cast strength whiskey. It doesn't even make sense. It smells absolutely delicious. Wow. Not overly complex. I mean, it's literally just a bunch of rye spice. It smells like there's a good amount of barrel influence. There's some vanillas, apple, toffee, all that good stuff. Oh, wait. There's something else here. It's almost like taffy, like some type of saltwater taffy, slightly fruity, all delicious. Wow. Ooh. Vanilla. Man, that's really good. Okay. All right. Let's give it a taste. Oh, wow. Ooh. Hotter, much hotter than the Alberta Premium. Incredible like mouthfeel though. And it's like rye bread, creme brulee, vanilla, coffee bean. A lot of good stuff happening in this. But as it develops and heads into that finish, again, it kind of falls apart a little bit. It drops off, but you're left with a nice. This reminds me actually a lot more of the finish of the Shelter Point that I had. A lot of like heavy barrel influence notes, sweet, caramel, toffee. That's really good. I don't know if it's as good as I expected it to be, but it's good. I can imagine the age statement versions probably have even more happening with it, but this is really solid. Medium finish. I'll be curious, Canadian-wise, what a bottle of this runs. I think it might be fun to compare these two. Compare this with that Ober Premium head-to-head. From what I understand, the Lot 40 is at least 100% rye. Oh, man, this is good. I think the Alberta Premium was better, but this is no slouch. It's much breadier. I mean, it's much more – it literally smells a lot more like a rye bread than the Alberta Premium did. That one I tended to notice a lot more like fruit and bourbon notes. Let's do a little bit of water. All right. Nice legs. Oh. Okay, wait a minute. So this is really interesting. You put water on this? I am getting like Pine Sol or Lemon Pledge, grapefruit, tons of grapefruit, lots of lemon. Ooh, this was better neat on the nose for sure. Holy cow, that changed significantly. Man, this literally turned into a freaking grapefruit. I definitely don't like the nose now. All right, let's give it a try. Still nice and creamy. Nice surge of spice. Holds on for a while. Ooh. The nose took a step back, but the palate took a step forward. It's much more measured now, much more balanced. Tamed down that spice a bit, but it's still there. That's good. Boy, if this one is as good as this, I would be surprised. I mean, this is like in that 3.75 range for me. It's like right on the cusp of being worth like a huge buy. The Alberta Premium I still think is better. But since I can't get any, they're both quite enjoyable. Let me know in the chat, especially for folks in the US, have any of you had the regular Lot 40? It's the 100% rye. It's quite good. It's like a $25 to $30 bottle, although I've seen it marked up upwards of like 50, which is pretty ridiculous. But this cast strength is quite delicious. The nose is just, with water, it really kind of screwed it up. It almost fell apart. It just became a very like acidic citrus grapefruit, like Lemon Pledge, like almost chemically. But as it's tamed a little bit with oxygen, it's more rye spice now. It's going back to kind of what it was, which was great. Man. Yeah, I'm a fan. I would buy the Alberta Premium Cask Strength. I'm not sure I would buy this. I think I would probably buy the age-stated one, but I'm not sure I would grab this one. But it is quite good. And like I said, that the regular lot 40 is really, really solid. I mean, you shouldn't overpay for it. I wouldn't go over like 40 in my opinion, because there's so many good American ryes. I'm thinking things like even Rittenhouse rye, which I think rivals it. Rittenhouse just has more of the bourbon notes. This is just like rye bread. It's great. Okay. Well, these are both been really delicious. And again, shout out to Andy, the Food Quig. Thank you for these generous Canadian whiskey samples. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. I'm not going to do them all tonight, but I'll probably do another for sure, because why not? I think we have the opportunity to enjoy a little bit of it. Just one moment, y'all. You know, duty calls. Feeling this. You know what? We're going to do another Canadian. Which one, however, I mean, maybe y'all can help me with this. So just to recap, what we have left, we have a Loa McKinnon. This is it looks like Clomate malt. That I really don't know. Maybe some of y'all know what that's up. I have a Canadian Club Chronicles 42 years old. Kidding me? That'll be the oldest whiskey I've ever had. JP Weiser's 23-year-old cask strength, 64%. So we got that. We also have another Shelter Point. This looks like it's a Portwood District 141. We have another Shelter Point, Smoke Point, single malt batch 1, ex Lefroy casks. 55%, and they're not screwing around at Shelter Point. Pike Creek, 21 years old, Oloroso sherry finish. And we have Gooderham and Worts, 19 years old, 49 Wellington. Let me know in the chat, man. Maybe some of y'all have some ideas on this. I'm happy to try whatever. Let's see what's going on here. Malmuser, which one do you have poured? Oh, that was the Lot 40 cask strength. Lot 40 cask strength edition 3, so it's the NAS version. All right. Been 3 or 4 years since I had a regular Lot 40. Wait till you try the Weiser's cask strength. I bought the standard Lot 40 a couple years ago, 55 a total wine. Probably too expensive, you mentioned. I'd like to try the cask strength. Yeah, like that's the weird thing. There's markup on it, right? I mean, there's a couple places in South Jersey, for those of you in the area that have it, and it's like in the 35-40 range. It's still just like, it's a little too much. If you want a rye whiskey, man, you could get Dickel rye, you could get Rittenhouse rye, you could get a Knob Creek rye, all cheaper than that. And those are all, I think, really solid. I mean, and for $5 more, you get the Pike Creek, which I think is better. So it's like, but if you find it in like a really good price, some of these people got it marked for 30, even 25, buy without hesitation. Oh, Peter, we're gonna go through all Peter's comments here while I was going through the whiskey. He says, no, wait for that. Wait, do the G&W Wellington, the Gooderham and Worts. All right. Peter is our resident Canadian whiskey expert for the evening, so we're gonna follow his lead. So, Gooderham and Worts, I don't know what that is. 19 years old, 49 Wellington, 49% ABV. I don't know anything about this or what's about to happen with this whiskey, but let's just check it out, right? And let me know in the chat if any of you have had something called Gooderham at Worts. I'm assuming this is just some Canadian-only bottling. I mean, you can't find it. I've never seen this in the United States. But this is what we're looking at. Pretty light. Kind of like that nice kind of bright yellow gold. We'll give that a second to rest. I'll tell you this much. Everything tonight I've had has been really, really stellar, but nothing has beat this barrel 13-year-old cast strength. So I'm feeling increasingly satisfied that I let this guy upsell me on this because it is really fantastic. Probably the best rye I've had. After this, maybe we'll get into something off the shelf here. Why not? Okay. So that should have given. What do we got here? Okay. Oh, Chris knows what's up. Chris is saying, yeah, the G&W is so good. Okay, good. Peter, do you have any knowledge you can spit about the Gooderham and Worts? Are they like an indie bottler or I don't know much about it. I'd love to hear if you know anything at all. He says it's a weeder. Oh, so in Canada, there's no laws about, like, it could be 100% wheat and they could still call it Canadian whiskey, right? There's not, like, they're pretty liberal when it comes to how they're able to define things. A lot of black chunks floating around in the glass barrel, sir. Not quite Mr. Cloudy levels, but still quite impressive. Ooh. Uh-oh. What's up with that, Andrew? This is in your Fino, huh? And that's not like a distillery bottling, right? How's the video, by the way? Can somebody let me know in the chat if, like, it's been coming in a lot more clear since I fixed this lighting situation, or is it still blurry as hell? In which case I'm gonna get really depressed. But yeah, Andrew, you and I are gonna have to chat because I would love to try that. And you should totally email me a picture, malt.muser@gmail. Email me a picture of that bottle. Peter White says it's a 4-grain. Oh, okay. But it's primarily wheat, is what you're saying? Good to know. So here we go. Gooderham and Worts, Wellington, 49%. Let's see what we got in the legs department here. I should try to Quig Anaconda it in salute to him for sending me these, but, you know, I can't be doing that. He's got that extra motion that I can't do. Yeah. Okay, legs. Move pretty quick. Wow. Okay, yeah. I understand that there's the suggestion thing going on now because you told me it was a weeder, but I'll tell you this much. The minute you smell this, it's hard not to know it's weeded. This reminds me of a Larceny, but it's much more rounded. It's much creamier. It's almost like a butter cookie. Shortbread. Wow. That definitely reminds me. Yeah, there's definitely, it makes sense that there's wheat in there. Mar, can you recommend me a good peated Islay whiskey? I had my first Laphroaig 10 last month and loved it. And what should be a level up from that? I've been recommended to try Lagavulin 16 and Ardbeg 10. Yes. If you've not had those, I mean, those are rites of passage whiskeys is the way I would describe it, particularly the Lagavulin 16. The Ardbeg 10 is much more similar to the Laphroaig 10 than the Lagavulin is. Um, you have to have, I mean, if you've not really like delved into a lot of the Isla Peat stuff, I feel like you just have to dive into, you have to get Lagavulin 16 early in the journey. So I would recommend it. I mean, it's a great whiskey. It has a lot of interesting complexity, and it's very smoky. It is not as punchy in your face, medicinal like the Laphroaig 10. It's a more dark seaweed kind of thing. I mean, you have to do it. Grab a Lagavulin 16. If you never buy another one again in your life, that's fine. You might. There are more interesting Islas, but I think if you're just kind of getting started, which is what I'm sort of reading here, Maher, like I would say, yeah, grab a Lagavulin 16. Alternatives that are not Laphroaig, if you really want to go heavy, Ardbeg Uigeadail, which is like a 54% Ardbeg. It's an NAS, but it's got some sherry in it. That's a fantastic whiskey. Bruichladdich, which is the Port Charlotte from Bruichladdich, the Port Charlotte 10 would be a solid choice, just because it's much different than the Laphroaig 10, and so you'll get a little bit more of kind of that barley note, that localized, or the barley that they use. You get a bit more of that in there. So I think those are solid choices. But I'm sorry, I mean, if you haven't had Lagavulin 16 yet, I mean, you just need to do it. You won't be disappointed. It's a good whiskey. Yeah, I think that's correct. I would grab the Lagavulin 16 over the Ardbeg 10 in your case, bud. I hope that's helpful. Carl says video is good now. Great. Okay. Yeah. Apologies again for the issues that we were having a little earlier. Yeah, Laphroaig 10 cask strength, totally. I mean, Laphroaig 10 cask strength. I think you go, like, once you have Lagavulin 16, I feel as though the profile of Lagavulin 16 mixed with the profile of Laphroaig 10 is Laphroaig 10 cask strength. You know what I mean? Like, you get some of those dark kind of like seaweed notes, that earthiness. But if Maher has yet to have Lagavulin 16, I mean, that's where he's at. That's the way to go. You just got to do it. And once you have Lagavulin 16, then you know. I mean, how many of you all who are into peated whiskey didn't have a euphoric experience with Lagavulin 16? We all did, right? I wouldn't buy it again. I have a Lagavulin on my shelf here, but it's not the 16. It's this is the 12 cask strength, which this is the way to go, despite it being stupid expensive these days. But you have to get the Lagavulin 16. So yeah, I would buy it without hesitation, and you'll enjoy it. It's real smoky and has a lot of deep flavors, seaweed kind of, as I was saying, like a lot of marine qualities. There's some dark bourbon notes, a lot of complexity. Yeah. I think that's your next move. If you're just getting into Islay, that's your next move, and then maybe follow that up with the Ardbeg Uigeadail or the Ardbeg 10. Don't sleep on Port Charlotte 10 either. I think you can pretty much write off Bowmore. No reason to really mess around with Bowmore, in my opinion. Bunnahabhain is a very lightly peated Islay whiskey, so my guess is that you're kind of like trying to try the more smoky stuff and develop your palate for that. In that case, you can wait on Bunnahabhain. I would also hesitate on Caol Ila 12, which is another very popular kind of introductory level Islay Scotch. It's much more like light and citrusy, but has a lot of smoke. You could probably walk around that one too. Maybe pick it up randomly sometime. Yeah, I think, my humble opinion, Lagavulin 16 should probably be your next buy. It should be really easily available because it's, one of the most popular whiskeys out there. Grab it. You won't be disappointed. And it's really going to do a lot to develop your palate for what a peated whiskey can be, a heavily peated whiskey from Islay, specifically after you've had Laphroaig 10. because Laphroaig 10 is Laphroaig 10. If you liked Laphroaig 10, then you're already over the hump, right? So like you're already able to like dive into the other stuff. Laphroaig 10 is usually like the test. Most people will drink Laphroaig 10 and they're gonna like lose their, like they're gonna throw up or something. But if you liked it and it did it for you, you felt the magic of what those heavily peated scotches can be, your next move is Lagavulin 16. So that's my recommendation. Maybe some folks in the chat have other ideas, but yeah, I think that's the way to go about it. And do let us know if what you ultimately do and what it worked for you, man. We're always very interested to find that out. So hope you get to find it and you get to enjoy it. All right, let me catch up here a little bit. Yeah, food quick signature move. Yeah, I'm not so good at it, but yeah, me too, man. I can't. Hey, Don Holland's in the house. Don, what's up, buddy? Lazarus 23, and good to see you, man. Long time no talk. Hope you've been good, bud. Happy Thanksgiving since I didn't see you, and I hope you're sliding into the holiday season in health and wellness. What else we got going on? Talisker Distillers Edition. Yeah, that's a good one. I love the Talisker Distillers Edition. I don't really care for the 10 or the Storm or the Dark Storm for that matter. I don't really like the Young Taliskers. It's not one of my favorite distilleries, period. But that's not because it's bad. It's just my palate. The pepper notes on there are just too much for me. But the Distillers Edition is a rare exception. I really enjoy that, and I love the 18 as well. Okay. Oh, so Carl's got some recommendations. Yeah, Caol Ila 12, Port Charlotte 10, Mocker Bay. Yeah, those are also, yeah, I agree. I think those are all really good pickups. And, if you can't find Lagavulin 16 and you come across Caol Ila 12 or Port Charlotte, grab those. I think they're going to give you enough of a step in terms of like diversity of flavors of the heavily peated stuff. I find that like Lagavulin, Laphroaig and Ardbeg, yeah, they have their differences, but they're closer in nature together than the Lagavulin 16 compared to like a Port Charlotte or something or Laphroaig. So yeah, keep those in mind as well. These are great recommendations from Carl, and those should be on your, at some point in time in your Islay journey, they should be part of it for sure. Meyer says, yeah, Lagavulin 16 is easily available here. I think I'll get a bottle of this. Yeah, do it, man. Do it. Everybody has their first experience with Lagavulin 16, and you should not be denied that. Like, don't wait until you try a whole bunch of other stuff that's like higher end and then go back to it, because it won't be as magical. Like, you need to have the magic Lagavulin 16 moment, which I think most of the folks in the chat, if they think about it, they had that moment, and you should too. So yeah, grab it without. The Egg 16 is the most afraid scotch ever. Oogie killed his head. Yeah, I agree, but come on, man. Like, you didn't have, really? Come on, Peter. Think back to the first time you had a glass of Lagavulin 16. Like, depending on where you were on your journey, for me personally, I drank it at a bar in Washington, D.C. because I couldn't find a bottle of it, surprisingly enough. And they had some behind the bar, and I was like, okay, I had Ardbeg, I had Laphroaig, which, are very aggressive, fresh whiskeys. And I was like, oh shit, they got the Lagavulin, I got to try it. And I remember my first taste of it, and I was like, first of all, like, holy shit, this is smoky, but the peat is like underscored. It's not as assertive as it was on those younger ones. But I got all these like marine flavors, the bourbon notes. There was so much complexity, and it really opened my eyes to how complex a like heavily peated scotch can be, because I just assumed they were all just like Laphroaig 10, because when I was first getting into it, Laphroaig 10 just tasted like, smoke and fire, So Lagavulin 16 really like opened my eyes to like what else I can pick up and look for in some of those peated whiskeys. So that's where I'm coming from on that. But yes, I do agree. Uigeadail is better, but You know, I would have hated to have skipped the Lagavulin 16 in my journey, only to come back to it now and be like, oh, this is like pedestrian or something. You know, like it had a moment, and I think the moments are important. So I would strongly urge you to try it. You won't be disappointed with it, even if Peter was. Whiskey Exchange, Port Charlotte, their whiskey, 10 of their whiskey. Really? Okay. Wow. 2020 Lagavulin Distillers Edition to 16 years, but haven't tried it. Yeah, so the Distillers Edition is Lagavulin 16, but it has a PX sherry finish. I'm of two minds about it. I really enjoy it. I've had a couple of them over the years. I think I had the 2017 and the 2019. I like it quite a bit, but I would say that the PX on the PX on the Distillers Edition does mask some of the complexity that I think you can get out of a Lagavulin 16. And so depending on where you're at, I think like trying the Lagavulin 16 first and then the Distillers Edition is a better way to do it than doing it the other way around. But I don't know. I might be wrong about that. Peter White says, I was told it would be life-changing. It was not. Okay, yes. I don't think Lagavulin 16 was life. The peated whiskey that was life-changing for me was Ardbeg Uigeadail. Longrow 18 was also life-changing for me because I had absolutely no idea how fucking awesome that whiskey was until I tried it at a bar in London. And I was like, oh my God. Before it, I had the Laphroaig PX, that travel exclusive that some people really love. And I was like, okay, this isn't bad. I would maybe buy a bottle of it. And then I had the Longrow 18 and I was like, this is the star of the show. That whiskey is unbelievable. Expensive, but unbelievable. Anyways, okay. So with that, let me get back to the tasting here. So we are on number 4 of the generous samples sent by our comrade Andy the Food Quig. So far, we've done Shelter Point Double Barrel. We have done Alberta Premium Cask Strength, and we have done Lot 40 Cask Strength. If I was to rank them in order of my favorites, I think the Alberta Premium wins, followed by the Shelter Point, and then the Lot 40, but all have been stellar. And now we have Gooderham and Worts, 19 years old, Wellington, 49% ABV in the glass. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a tasting right now. See what we're working with here. Sweet, butterscotch, bread, little spice. I was told that there was wheat in this, and that makes sense because it is not very spicy. There's a little bit in the background. Really nice nose. It's like a more developed and more well-aged Larceny without so much of the heavy bourbon. This is a remarkably light and like grain malt forward. It's very sweet. A little bit of honey, a little bit of citrus. It smells delicious. And again, he's probably working tonight, but I got to give a shout out to Food Quig for sending these amazing Canadian samples. These are all whiskeys I would never get my hands on. Okay. Here we go. Gooderham and Worts, Wellington, 49%, 19 years old. Wow. Okay. Very well rounded. Sweet. It is honey on a shortbread cookie. There's a really nice spice at the end, but sticky and oily, like you'd expect from a good 19-year-old whiskey, right? It rolls pretty nice. There's some apple notes, apple cinnamon, like green, like Macintosh apples, you know, the kind of mealy apples that don't have the tart flavor, that are more just kind of sweet. There's a nice kind of dark white chocolate note and a dark chocolate note on the end. Good finish. Wow, this is very different than the other ones we've had here, but it's a nice change of pace. There's even a little like peach apricot thing at the end. Okay. This is quite good. And again, I'm not familiar with Gooderham and Worts. I unfortunately didn't do any research on it prior to joining, so I apologize. I can't share much information, but it's not something I see in the States, so this is a very Canadian experience. But as we've seen already in the first 2 hours tonight, our friend Foodquig did not pull any punches. He gave me some incredibly generous Canadian whiskeys here, and all of them have been stellar. And so we're getting a nice tour of Canada tonight, y'all. This is very different. So much honey. If I was going to compare this to a Scotch, it's Dalwhinnie 15, but with like if you had a glass of Dalwhinnie 15 and you put a half shot of Talisker in it to give it a little bit of that pepper spice. Yeah, it's unbelievably sweet in that honey, sugar cane, brown sugar profile. This is dangerously drinkable. Oh, there's a nice barley grain note too. Okay. Quite good. Let me catch up on the chat here. I don't know, and let me know in the chat if any of y'all have had anything from Gooderham and Worts, let alone this one. This one's called the Wellington. Mom User, if you ever had a Bowmore, no, I haven't. But I mean, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about their core range stuff, which I think is just trash. I know that they have a lot of really good specialty bottlings, but yeah, I haven't had it, unfortunately. Okay. What else we got here? Bunnahabhain does a peated NAS offering. Yeah, they do. And they have a travel exclusive called the Croc Vana, which I would recommend, which is like a heavily peated Bunnahabhain. Really good. But in terms of core range stuff, that for like 10 in terms of that profile trajectory. John Holland, nice. Good to know. I know y'all have been teaching me tonight so far, which has been great. I do like Scotch, but I haven't made it to the Islas yet. I did try Macallan's a few years ago, and it tasted the next time. Yeah. If you're gonna go to Islay and you're gonna jump in the deep end and try the heavily peated smoky whiskeys, I would say go to a bar first. Get a glass of Laphroaig 10 or Ardbeg 10 or Lagavulin 16. You'll know. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And then I would say you can write off pretty much everything on Islay with the exception of Bunnahabhain because it's very little peat. It is a taste that I don't know if it's acquired. I mean, they say that really only like 10% of people who enjoy whiskey enjoy the heavily smoky, peaty stuff. And it's just a taste thing. Some people can't stand it and some people just love it. So yeah, swing by your local, a good whiskey bar, get a glass, wait till the end of the night because you're going to fuck up your palate otherwise. If you're going to have a couple whiskeys or a couple cocktails, a couple bitters, just wait. Last drink you order, do Laphroaig 10, Ardbeg 10, Lagavulin 16, see what happens. Because after that, your palate is toast because the heavy peat and smoke will just fry it for like an hour. Drew Page said the Portiskeag is great. And that's a blend, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like that's a blended yeah, that's a blend of a couple different ones, if I'm not mistaken about that. Yeah. Believe me, I loved it. I'd never tasted something like that. Oh, you're yeah. Oh man, I'm so happy for you, dude. I know exactly what you mean. Where you were just like, holy cow, like this, how did this happen? How did this whiskey exist? Yeah, those are the moments, man. That's what it's all about. I'm so glad to hear that, Mar. And yeah, there are many others to explore that you will really enjoy. You are just beginning a journey into a whole nother realm of Scotch. Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that Lagavulin 16, bud. I think that's a great next step for you. Okay, I think I saw. Oh, Food Quig's here. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the star of the show. What's up, Quig? Thank you, my friend, for these generous Canadian whiskey samples. We have been sitting around enjoying talking about them. I've been enjoying sipping them. I've done a few already, including that Shelter Point, which maybe you can answer this question now. So the Shelter Point double barrel, I'm assuming there was a wine cask finish of some sort on that, but I couldn't quite make out the writing because it leaked a little bit. Do you recall what that was? Because when I saw double barrel, I assumed it was like a double bourbon thing. But that is not the case with that. That was delicious. We did the Alberta Premium Cask Strength. Awesome. Did the Lot 40. Very, very good. And now doing the Gooderham and Worts Wellington 49%. So again, man, thank you, my friend. I really appreciate you sending these my way and giving me the opportunity to, sip some good Canadian whiskeys with some of my good friends here. And it's been fun. Good to have you in the house. Thanks for the recommendation. Oh, we're going to start a Oogie versus Corey battle. One of the best, right? How many times have you all been in an Oogie versus Corey fight? Let me know in the chat. Just type Oogie or Corey. Let me know where you stand. I know where I stand, but I won't tell you right now. I mean, but if you've been following me for any amount of time, you'll probably know the answer to what I'm going to say. Just 1 second, y'all. Check something right quick here. All right. Anyways, I'm way far behind in the chat, but we have the Quig in the house, the star of the show. I wonder if, you're at work though, aren't you, Quig, on a Friday? If not, man, I'd send you an invite and you could join the festivities here. Folks saying hi to the Quig. Quig is in the chat. Oh, look out, y'all. Folks saying hi. Yes, exactly. What he said. Yes, exactly. Very generous. Thank you so much, Quig. It is. This is quite nice. And it's a total 180 compared to the last two that I had, which were the Alberta Premium and the Lot 40. And the fun thing about this is going to allow me to transition to some of the other ones that you sent. I think I might maybe jump into that Canadian Club tonight because, it's taming down that rye on the palate. Not familiar with that, but that sounds delicious. Yeah. The struggle is real. When we had a couple of more folks on earlier, it was even worse, I think. Are you at work, Quig, or do you want to join? I'll email you a link if you want to hop on and have a pour with us. Maybe we could do that Canadian Club. Let me know. If not, I'll just do it solo. Yes. And Maher has we're hearing it firsthand. Like Maher has he has tasted the sweet nectar of Isla and enjoys it, and now the world is his oyster, because he's gonna, in 6 months the dude's gonna be coming in talking about how his entire all he's bought for the last 3 months have been heavily peated scotches. He's gonna have a Laphroaig Lore. He's gonna have a Ardbeg Corryvreckan. He's gonna have a Uigeadail, Mocker Bay, all the classics, all the good ones. They're all gonna be sitting there waiting for him. But yeah, you're opening up the door, man, and it's a good door to open. True. Yes, there definitely are. You got my message. What message? I'm not sure what message that was. Oh, are you talking about the Wellington? Yeah, man. I got another half of the sample. Let's do it. It's a good starter whiskey too. I'm gonna put the rest of this in here because I'm enjoying this one. This is the right transition whiskey for me right now. This will work. Yeah. Hello and good dram in the glass, I hope. I'm sure that's the case, Don Holland. Quig doesn't disappoint. He's not messing around. What happened here? Okay. Oh, here they come. Daniel says Oogie. Peter White says the ultimate Scotch off. Oogie versus Corey. Yes, that is the ultimate Scotch off. Or like Laphroaig 10, Ardbeg 10, or I don't know. Are there any more iconic epic battles between the two, or between whiskeys? There probably are. What would they be though? I feel like it's those Islas, like the Islas are such a great way to face off because they're so similar in profile. Corryvreckan versus Oogie. Yeah. Daniel says that Corryvreckan is really good. I agree. We got another vote in for Oogie from Juan. Here we go. Quailsgate Old Vines Forecast. I don't know. Is that wow? What? I'm not sure what that is. I'm assuming it's a wine of some sort because that wasn't bourbon. Like that wasn't like in the United States, there's a lot of these things called double-barreled bourbon or double-barreled whiskey, but it's basically like American white oak, and then they put it into a fresh one at the end and then finish it in that, so it gets a lot more of the fresh flavor. That one it was wine or something. So we got some Oogie fans in the house. Quig says he's not drinking yet. Okay, gotcha. All right, going through. Oh, he says send him a link. All right. Okay, y'all. Let me call audible here. We might get ourselves a guest here, late night guest. Well, not late for him. All right, Quig. I'll send you this over to your email, and you feel free to join because I will be hanging out for a hot minute. All right. Well, for all of y'all who have hung out for a little while longer, we're going to potentially get a Food Quig sighting tonight after we've been singing his praises of all these amazing Canadian whiskeys that he's provided us. So, link should be in your inbox, my friend. Feel free to hop on whenever. Yes, do it. Yes. You should be excited. I want to know. I want to know how that Lagavulin 16 lands with you, buddy. It's gonna. I mean, I know, like based on what you said about the Laphroaig 10, I know it's gonna land with you great, but that'll be good. Yeah, let me know for sure. All right. Oh, we got some more. Oh, Silverlock says Corey Vracken for president. There we go. Ooh. Peter White's throwing down the gauntlet. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say about that. I think Springbank 12 cast strength is it's more interesting to explore, and I love it. But I feel like it is work. Like every time I drink a Springbank, there's some like work involved because I know I'm dealing with something that is of like the highest quality in many respects. So not to say that Laphroaig 10 cast strength is not high quality, which I think it really is. Laphroaig 10 cast strength is just a little bit more predictable. And so for that reason, I lean to the Laphroaig 10 cast strength, but would never, ever turn down a glass of Springbank 12 cast strength. I think that's the best I got. Is that so? Okay. Yeah, I didn't know anything about that. Okay, he did say it's wine. Yeah, okay. This is wine. Okay. All right, good. That's my favorite battle. No, man. So yeah, that's my logic on the Laphroaig 10 cast strength versus the Springbank 12 cast strength. It's imperfect, but I don't think there's a perfect answer to this. I really don't. I mean, I think for like the whiskey purist who's going to sip one glass or two glasses in a sitting, I mean, and really is looking to spend their time savoring every single complex note they can, you go Springbank. But if you're like looking for something really complex and high quality, but somewhat predictable, you know what you're going to get, and it's just going to be flat out delicious, Laphroaig 10 cast strength. Yeah, agreed. Totally agree. Laphroaig 10, I did a top 5 Laphroaig videos review, by the way, a while back. If any of y'all have seen that or haven't seen it, you can go check it out on my channel. Spoiler alert, Laphroaig 10 cast strength was very high in that list. For the exact reason Peter White probably would argue and what I was alluding to. So you cannot go wrong. That's not easy. That's not easy at all. That was a good one. I'd love. Does anybody else have another good one? I can't think of one offhand. I mean, I was thinking about sherry bombs, but I feel like the answer is so obvious. So I was thinking like Aberlour Abuna versus like what? Glendronach 18 Allardyce? And the answer to that seems obvious to me. I don't think anybody's going to say the Aberlour. But I'm trying to think of like a good sherry bomb comparison that would be as relevant as those two. So here's another one. Oban 14 or Highland Park 12 when we're talking more like intros. And by the way, I agree, but it sort of is because they're both cast strength. They both have peat. And I think the people who appreciate both of those are like in a similar headspace. Like I wouldn't recommend the Laphroaig 10 cast strength to somebody just getting into peat. Just like I wouldn't recommend the Springbank 12 for somebody who just trying to understand Campbelltown whiskeys. Speaking of understanding whiskey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the mightiest of mighty, Food Quig is in the house. What is up, good buddy?
Oh, right now things are with my computer, so bear a moment. Just a moment here. Oh, come on, you silly thing. It's just being okay. I can close this to make that thing work. I think I'm having memory problems. Just a moment.
Sure.
Yeah, it's just taking its time to do stuff here. I'm trying to close one browser to keep another one open. Man. We just got the little wheelie thing going around, so give it a moment.
No worries at all. Take your time.
Yeah.
StreamYard's being a little finicky with us, but that's okay.
Okay.
You're coming in clear on my end.
Okay. Now this is working, but I have to make it. Okay, you got this one going. This other one I have to make quiet. Hold on. Okay. Just so I can get the chat, right? Yeah. Which one is that? That one's you here. Okay, this one.
Been clear on my end.
And now let me turn the sound down. Okay, now I've got the sound down on that one. And now I can see us both, and I can see the chat and everything else. Oh, there's a delay. There's a delay on this. Hold on. Okay, that's better. Now I'm live. I can't see the chat, but I'm live. So there.
Great Silverlock, Glendronic, but the Glen Alky is awesome. That's where I go with that. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining. I did not even, in my own ignorance, realize that you would have the availability to join on a Friday, but it's awesome that you can.
Yeah.
To just kind of set.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you, but
no, go ahead.
Okay, I don't usually work. I don't work Fridays. On Fridays, I usually do things like get groceries and do my laundry and stuff. And I woke up, I guess, an hour and a bit ago, and I just went about my routine. Prepared something to eat and did a bit of reading because I need to get my artificial sunlight every day because I have seasonal affective disorder. So I had to be under my artificial sunlight for half an hour, and then the food was ready, so I came to eat, and then my phone made a noise because it was going off of Do Not Disturb. And there I saw a message from you saying you're going live tonight. I go, oh, really? And you got the samples and you're going to taste them? And so here I was watching your stream, or should I say I finished eating my breakfast or dinner, whatever you want to call it, and I was going to prepare to go do my groceries. Sure. And I thought I would just look in on this page, and sure enough, there's Eric being live. So at that point, I chimed in, and I haven't had anything to drink yet because I'm going to go out and get groceries, and I got to drive to do that. So unfortunately, I won't be tasting live with you. And something froze. Uh-oh. Am I the only one here? Let me check the. Here we are. Eric's frozen from my side. I don't know if he's frozen for everyone else.
I see you. Are you still there? Okay, you're good.
Yeah, I'm here.
I had a little bit of a tech difficulty there, but in any event,
yeah, Eric, your image is frozen.
Okay, am I good?
I can hear you.
Okay, it should be fine in a second.
Okay, it's fine now. It was frozen on the other tab where I could see the chat.
Got it.
You were frozen for about 20 or 30 seconds there.
Sweet. As you can see, Quig, new setup. I'm in a new place here. So
you moved?
No, didn't move per se, but it's like just a new place within my old place. So having a little lighting issues. I apologize if it caused some complications.
Well, look at my lighting issues. I just have one lamp right over there.
Yeah, I've had some issues for sure. My happy hour this weekend on Tuesday was quite a challenge. That said, I am glad that you can join because first and foremost, I have been sampling a good amount of the delicious whiskeys that you were able to generously send my way.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been having a bit of a Canadian night. I have had the Shelter Point. This is that double barrel, which we were just chatting about.
Which I'm holding right here.
There it is.
There it is.
And it looks beautiful. And it looks like you've done some work on it.
I've done some work on it since I first tried it. When did I try it? Let me find out. It'll just take me a second here. Let me get to channel videos, and I'll just put Shelter Point.
There it is.
Shelter Point. When did I try that one? This one is called Double Barrel, right? Okay. Oh, wow. I have 23 videos of Shelter Point.
That's not a surprise.
And there's more coming. There's more coming.
Dude, you are literally like a fucking brand ambassador for Shelter Point.
If only they'd pay me for that.
Double
barrel single malt. September 9th. No, was that possible? Single grain. Cask number. Okay, no, this is going to be before that, I think. Wow, I didn't know I made so many Shelter Point. Double barrel single malt. Is this the one? Could this be it?
Great news.
Let me just check on that. It would say batch 4 on it. Crap. If only I didn't make so many of these. Okay. I was going to make another one later tonight, too, after I got my groceries. Sorry?
You were going to do another Shelter Point?
Yes. Well, I have 4 whiskeys lined up for tonight for after I do my groceries and stuff. And so I would be recording videos and editing until 3 or 4 in the morning and then collapsing to go to sleep again. Because on my weekend, okay. Yeah, I think it's there's the Smoke Point. This was before the Smoke Point. Double barrel. It's probably this one here. January 8th of 2020 was when I first opened it. So I've had some time to work on it.
Yeah, definitely. That was the first one I did tonight.
Oh, okay.
Incredibly enjoyable, and so I appreciate you sharing that. And one sec.
You also mentioned Lot 40.
Yeah. So after that, I did the Alberta Premium Cask Strength, which was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed that. And then I did the Lot 40, which I also really enjoyed. But if I was going to pick one of the two, it was probably the Alberta Premium. And now I'm on the Wellington.
Okay.
I think
here we are. There's the Alberta Premium. I have another full one because I emptied the first one. So I have an Alberta Premium here. Let me get the fancy bottle out here. That's it right there.
Oh, nice.
That's the Alberta Premium with its 1970s decanter facade.
Mm-hmm.
So that one hasn't been opened yet, and it's this was considered whiskey of the year by what's his face there, that guy who's famous.
Yeah.
the life of me, I can't remember his name right now.
Are you talking about the
Murray.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we did the Alberta Premium, we did the Lot 40, and then I've just finished up this Wellington. So thinking, I was going to ask you, would you be interested in doing a little joint tasting of sorts? I have a couple things in mind, and you can tell me if you'd rather do something else.
Well, not tonight, because I have to go get my groceries first.
Got you.
Okay, so we'd have to schedule that for another time when I would be more.
Very fair. I will. I'm probably going to do the Canadian Club next, because I think this has been a good transition off the rye into it.
Okay, that would be the 42-year-old, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So you're all over the place in terms of ABV, because the Alberta Premium is the strongest one bottled.
Yeah. I'm definitely
5.1. I would have attacked it with the lowest ABV first, and then
I thought about that, but my original thought was I was going to do 3, so I couldn't resist the prospect of doing the Alberta Premium. Unfortunately, or should I say, fortunately, things have progressed in such a manner that I went to the Wellington next, which helped me kind of reset.
The Wellington is a beauty, and I wish I could get some more. This was released at the Premium Spirits release of 2019, so a year and a bit ago. These are all from 2019, the ones I sent you.
Got it.
I have some 2020 bottles, which I haven't opened yet, but I will get to them in due course, because I have this really anal little way of doing things where I open things in the order in which I have received them. And I'm in the summer release right now from July.
Okay, so none of these are from. You had posted a video, if I'm not mistaken, recently of you being at the Premium Spirits release, and so you haven't opened any of those yet.
Haven't touched them. Got
it. Okay.
I'm behind the times. It's just like me on the chats. I'm behind.
Yeah, I was as you called me out rightfully earlier. I was having.
Oh, you're going to slide farther behind now with me here distracting you.
Well, no, it's good. So I am going to go. So this, for the record, Quig, and I can't think of, this will be the oldest whiskey I've ever had. This is
the 42-year-old, yeah.
The 42-year-old Canadian Club. I'm going to put a little bit of this in the glass, and not to put you on the spot, but if you wouldn't mind manning the fort for a second so I can go get some more water and get my balance here.
Let me get to the chat here.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Let me get to the chat. Where are we? Where were we?
Well, I don't know where we were, to be completely. But I will hand things over to you for a hot moment here.
Okay. And Mahir says, I was waiting for this collab to happen for so long, as the first time I discovered your channel was on a live video which you guys did together. I guess it's my lucky day today. There you go. Yeah, we do these from time to time. I'm just here impromptu at the moment because just because I discovered that Eric was going to be going live when I saw the message on my phone. He says, I'm going live tonight. And then I looked at the message again and saw that it was 3 hours old. And so here we are. And Daniel says, at least he looks happy about it. Okay. You aren't just good at Malt Muser. Your screen is as clear as it's been all night. Oh, great. Okay. You don't need food, Quig. Just drink your supper. Chris says, you all should be paid whiskey reviewers, sell more whiskey than their ads. Okay. And Juan says here at Peter White, haven't tried the Glenallachie Batch 3 yet. We just got the Batch 2 here in Hawaii. I was blown away because I never could find any Craigellachie here prior. I have a confession to make. I've only had one Craigellachie. That was the 12-year-old that Ralphie Mitchell named his whiskey of the year, a couple of years back. Oh, yeah, Bill Murray. Okay, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I have a little brain fart, and I can picture what the guy looks like and what his opinions are on whiskey. And, well, I don't I don't personally give them much credence because he just follows the money. And I guess Shelter Point, or should I say Alberta Premium, gave him there's a bug crawling all over my. Get out of here! There was a bug crawling all over my box of Alberta Premium.
No, that can't stand.
No, so now it's gone. And okay, I guess we're almost to the end here, where we mentioned Bill Murray, and there's Carl saying, "Quig, your well is completely full. What will you do with the future tubes and boxes?" I have a little bit of room left in the kitchen, but then I'm going to make I think a second layer, but it's going to go slower than the first one because right now things are really slow at work, and I can't afford to buy whiskey at the moment.
Well, you're still pretty stocked up on.
Oh yeah, I'm stocked up. I got 15 bottles of Infinity bottles, and I've got about 100. Well, not quite 100. Let's say maybe 85 bottles open at the moment, and I got a few bottles.
You're fine.
Few steel bottles still, so
you're fine, bro.
Oh, I'll be fine for a year if I need to.
So here's a fun one, man. A good question just popped up in the chat.
Oh,
from our friend Maher. He says, "What do you think of the Bowmore 12?"
Oh goodness, Bowmore 12. I have to think back. When I first opened the bottle, it was all right. There was some nice peat, but the peat wasn't overpowering, and there was some sherry notes, and it was nicely balanced. However, as time went on, the peat faded. It faded real fast. In about 6 months, you couldn't taste any peat on it anymore.
Right.
And as for the sherry, I think that kind of faded too. That was that was one of the few whiskeys I've ever had that instead of getting better, got worse with exposure to the air.
Interesting.
And that's all I can say about it. And that must have been about 5-6 years ago when I had that bottle. And then I tried another Bowmore. It was the one that's got no sherry in it. It's just
I know what you're talking about.
Aged in bourbon barrels.
Yeah,
I forget the name of it. I think there's one on the wall there somewhere. I'm not going to look right now because it would take a bit of time, but it's I found that really, really disappointing. I was even at the distillery last year, and it's like, oh, can we go to Kilchoman now?
So I'm gonna piggyback on what Quig said and say ditto. So Maher was saying, just for a little point of context, Quig, Maher was saying earlier that he had and I'm assuming I apologize if that's not the case. They were saying that they had Laphroaig 10 for the first time and really liked it and was interested in some Islay recommendations to kind of expand the profile and palette of Islay. And so I recommended Lagavulin 16 as the next step, considering, like, to me, that's a logical move. But and so to build off of that, saying no to Bowmore is something that I would recommend. So here's the thing about Bowmore. It was 40%. It was languid. It was boring. It is not a whiskey that I would say is worth your money when you could spend $10 more and get an Ardbeg 10 or a lot of other good things.
But as a data point, it's a good data point because if you try it, then you get to appreciate how good something like Lagavulin 12 would be, or how good a Laphroaig Triplewood is going to be. Like, you can start with Laphroaig 10, but then you can move on to things like Quarter Cask, and you can go to Laphroaig Lore, and if you can find the 18 anywhere, do it, because the 18 is sublime.
I happen to have one right here, green box. This is the green tube version. I have a couple of these.
White tube.
Yeah,
But I can't find it. We there's no green tube version here. Send me a sample, please.
Oh, I already have one ready for you. I just need to get it in the mail, and I know I owe you because it's been too damn long because of COVID. But believe me, I was alluding to this earlier. After you had sent me this box, I was like, I have a box for Quig sitting in my car that I've just been not able to mail out to him yet. But I have a bunch of stuff in there for you, and I'm going to do my damnedest to get that to you as soon as possible.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, with regards to COVID, there's a little hospital out on the peninsula that's maybe about 7 or 8 miles from here. And apparently they had 4 cases of COVID there. So they put this on the news and everybody is terrified and they're not going anywhere. So my business sucks. I made $30 for myself all night last night.
Ugh, that's
okay. So it's gonna be some hard times right now.
Yeah.
I'm almost ready to apply for unemployment insurance because I'm losing my means of making a livelihood here. This COVID has got to end. But the only worry is that when it's over, they're going to find some other excuse to mess with us. And that's what I'm really scared about. We're done.
Oh, I understand. And like, that challenge has got to be a fucking pain in the ass, man. I mean, here in the States, it has been going absolutely gangbusters again. I was in California for some time and like, luckily it didn't hit there as fast as it has here in Pennsylvania. It's just brutal. And so, yeah, it's very similar. I mean, we're having probably like ICU beds in a lot of places in the United States are at max capacity. And like, that's, regardless, that's a bad situation because, you can't take care of enough people because they're not.
And so I understand how you can't get to the post office very easily.
I mean, going to the post office is like, I'm basically saying like, flip a coin if I'm going to catch coronavirus,
Yeah.
Like
well, here I can just walk into the drugstore.
I mean, you
got to put a mask on because we got to have masks everywhere.
Yeah.
But here's where I draw the line. I'm not wearing a mask in my taxi.
I have a nice N95 mask, which follows me pretty much anytime I leave the house.
It's only this week that I keep one on me wherever I go because who knows if I have to go in somewhere for whatever reason. I gotta have one, but while I'm working, I don't want to because first of all, it robs me of oxygen. It fogs up my glasses so I can't freaking see. And I'm not wearing a mask. If anyone says, "Oh, you're not wearing a mask," I say, "Yeah, that's right. You want me to be able to see to do my job?"
Right, it'll fog up your glasses, right? Yeah,
exactly. Because the air just goes right into the glasses and it fogs them up. And
I had that similar issue when I was wearing sunglasses. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But it's not just sunglasses.
I mean, honestly, I'm really glad to hear that like things are not as precarious by you. It's really unfortunate the level of like infection rates going on in the United States is just crazy. And it's just, it's the horrible balance, right? Because it's like, if you end up needing to get into an intensive care unit and you can't because they're full, like you're in big problems, like it's because of the volume. I mean, I don't think you're having the volume there, which is
no, we don't have any volume, but we've got complete mass hysteria.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're going to be sold out of toilet paper again.
The rushes on the store. Well, with that, I have let this sit for about 15 minutes. What I have here in the glass, my friend, is the Canadian Club 42 years old. And again, I thank you so much for this. This is the oldest whiskey I've ever had.
Let me grab it.
He's got the bottle, so he can give us a nice profile shot of it.
Here it is.
And there you go. Wow, that's quite a bottle.
Well, that's just the bag.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's the bag. And if we open it up like so, there's the bottle.
Boom. 42 years old.
Yep. I have another one, which I have had before. This is the one that started it all.
Oh, the 40. You had sent me the 41 too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, which I don't have any right now because it is over $300 and I don't have the money.
Yeah, no kidding.
But this is the 40. I picked this up a few months ago because I stumbled on it. I actually took 2 bottles of this to the UK last year and gave one to Jason Whiskey Wise, which he shared with the London Whiskey Club at Milroy's.
Oh, wow.
And then I gave one to Aquavite, and he shared it with the Scotch Test Dummies and a whole bunch of other people in Glasgow. So, yeah, it gets around this. But this is likely the last bottle I will ever be able to find because I went back a week or 2 later, and it was all gone. I did get 43, though, at the Spirits release just last month.
Sure. Benjamin Anderson. So, Eric, the 42-year-old whiskey is older than you, right? Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, it is. It's older than me.
Yeah.
I am not 42. And I'm not 40. Close, but not quite. I'm 39, so a few years to go. But Quig, I still have a little bit of that 41 left, and I promise you, like once this gets a little bit more, I have a full fucking box of stuff to send you. But I'm going to dive into this 42 right now, and I'm so glad that you're here to experience this because you've sent me some great samples, and I've enjoyed them all so far. So here we go. Canadian Club Chronicles, 42 years old, 45% ABV. Into the nose. Ooh.
You get less sherry and wine than you did in the 41-year-old, and you'll get more rye out of it.
There's a lot of sweetness. There's barley grain. There's definitely a bit of like apple orchard fruit, some pear.
Okay, that's as a result of the maturation.
Yeah.
This whiskey was 100% corn.
Interesting.
And it was aged in ex rye barrels that had held rye whiskey for 10 years. So originally the barrels were laid down in 1967 with rye whiskey. And after 10 years in 1977, they emptied the barrels and used the rye for the different blends. And then they had these ex-rye barrels, which they put corn whiskey in, and they just let them sit in a warehouse for 40 years.
That explains a lot of the sweetness I'm getting here.
Yeah.
And no spice, really.
So that's why you got this one.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of sweetness here. Nose is, it's very nice. It's nothing like, really nice legs, slow moving, thick legs on this. I know it's 45%, you said, really slow moving. Let me see if there's anything else I can grab out of this. There's a little lemon, like a lemon meringue. It's like a not zesty, sharp lemon. It's like a sweet, rounded lemon.
It's understated. It's not. Yeah. It's not going to blow you away like the Alberta Premium,
right?
40 or anything like that. It's going to be more. How can I put it? It's like. I hate to make this comparison, but it's also for non-whiskey drinkers in the same way that March 12th. I don't see it now. That message is gone. Hold it.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just popping this up. This is one of the first streams he caught of mine, which is in the beginning of COVID. So it's just funny because, here we are 9 months later, right?
Yeah, right. Civilization may be collapsing. Yeah, well, it's doing it all over again.
Yeah.
I've had enough of this agony. Thank you very much. Fortunately, I was able to get through the last 9 months, and I did quite well on average, but now things are just, the hysteria is getting much too close to home.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go in for a taste here.
All right. Yeah, I was going to say that it's also made for people who are not whiskey geeks. So in a way, it's kind of like the Johnny Walker Blue.
Oh man, that finish.
In concept, yeah, the finish is beautiful. The
Oh,
whole thing is beautiful.
that surge of like white chocolate. There's some caramel. There's some malted milk ball. There's some cola. You get a little bit of the effervescence, and really great on the delivery too. It's not overpowering flavor, which you'd expect. It's
But the bottle level was about here when I poured that for you. And at the beginning, when it's completely full, you don't get half of what you're getting now. It's had a chance to open up. And when did I first open that one? Let me find out. This will be easier than the Shelter Point, I promise you. This would be the Canadian Club.
Oh man, that's a fine whiskey.
Canadian Club. Here we are. Canadian Club 40. Chronicles issue number 2, 42-year-old whiskey. August 19th is when I opened that. So
okay, so it's been a few months.
September, October, November. 3.5 months since I opened that.
Oh, I mean so this is interesting. Like, clearly you can tell it's got a lot of age. Everything is very subtle, very harmonious.
Yeah.
It's worth exploring. It's medium on the palate. It's not overpowering. Like, it's not super oily, but it's not light either. Very delicious.
Excuse me a sec. The phone's ringing.
Craig's got a girlfriend calling him tonight. Who keeps their phone far away? I should do that.
Well, at the moment, I'm on a live stream with someone in Philadelphia.
Don't worry, baby. It'll be fun.
Do that.
I'll quit now. I'll get offline anything. Promise.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Ooh, talk to you soon, he says.
Who
are you talking to soon, Quig? You got a little. You got a girlfriend there?
Someone I haven't heard from in a while. Take a guess. Cindy. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't need to speculate tonight, but right on.
No, we just sort of catch up with each other every 2 months, and
that's good. That's how look. I mean, you love somebody for a certain amount of time, you should be able to have some relationship.
She's probably reacting to something that I did today. I have a childhood friend. He was my best friend when we were like 10 years old. And he put up a video about his trip to Isla Mujeres down near Cancun. And his trip was 2 years ago. You couldn't travel there now, but it was 2 years ago. And he put the video up just a couple days ago. And I started looking through my videos because I had videos from, Mexico and Isla Mujeres and all of that. And so I was looking at mine, and I had taken the part 1 was up there, but the part 2 I had taken down because it got hit with copyright. And back in 2007, when you were hit with copyright, you would think that it would be the end of the world. Now they just say, "Oh yeah, nothing will happen. You just the video will be monetized by the people who made the music or whatever, and it's okay." So I went through my archives and I found the part 2 of the Isla Mujeres video, and I put it up on the original Feckwig channel this morning.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna check.
And so maybe Cindy saw that and she's reacting to it.
Or maybe she's just hollering at her boy. You know what I mean?
No.
All right.
She might want to catch up, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Because they always contact you when they want to just catch up, right?
Yeah, I guess. I'm surprised to hear from her.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I hear you. Anyways, back to this whiskey. It's interesting, right? Like, in some way, I don't know what to expect from a 42-year-old whiskey, right?
Right.
Like, I don't know what to expect. There's definitely a lot of complexity here and like a lot to explore. Mm-hmm. and I'm really impressed by its balance and its like delivery. Like this is freaking delicious. What I'm really curious about is what does a bottle of 42-year-old Canadian Club cost you in Canada?
Well, I'll tell you what the 43-year-old cost me because I have the bill of sale right near here.
There you go. Yeah, ballpark.
I'll ballpark you. Waterford Irish. That's not it. Here we are. Yee. This is the bill of sale from the from this year's premium spirits release. The one that I did the video about not too long ago.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, Ardbeg Black, Bladnock, Anahan, Boutique Whiskey, JP Weiser's 22-year-old, Shelter Point, Canadian Club 43-year-old.
There you go.
$289.99.
So it's like a $300 bottle US.
Canadian, but there's the tax on it. There's the 15% tax. So let's see now. 289.99 times 0.15 plus 289.99 is equal to half a double.
Okay.
$333 Canadian.
That's, I mean, for a 40-some-year-old whiskey, like, kidding me? Like that's a good price.
It's not bad, no. But because it's Canadian, that I don't, that they're already commanding high dollars there by Canadian standards. Because when you think about this, Alberta Premium is like $65 Canadian.
Ouch. Yeah.
Lot 40, an even 100. Shelter Point's about $80, $85. Yeah. This one here was 280 after all taxes and everything. Yeah.
Still though, man, for a 42-year-old whiskey, that's, I mean,
yeah. You'd never get a Scotch of that age for that kind of money. We have 18-year-old Scotch that pushes that figure.
Yeah.
Sure. I've only ever bought 121-year-old Scotch, and I'm really reluctant to do it again. Not because the whiskey is bad; it's just overpriced.
Which one did you buy?
Old Pulteney 21.
Oh, okay. Well, that was worth it.
That was good. That was very good.
Yeah. I don't have many. I have over that age. Let me see. So I have a Brooklady Black Art 4.1 that's 23 years old. Yeah. I have a Lefroy 25, a Lefroy 28. I have a Highland Park 21, Redbreast 21, Glengoyne 25, and Knock 24. I think those are probably the only ones I have that are. Oh, I have a Ballblair 25 too, but those are the only ones I have.
That's a lot more than what I got of that age.
Yeah.
The oldest thing I got is the Canadian Club, but I don't have any. I don't have any Scotches older than 18 years old right now.
I feel
I just refuse to pay more than $200 a bottle. I'm sorry.
No, I think that's about the sweet spot. I mean, really, like, what are you gonna? I mean, you really have to be invested to go that far, in my opinion.
No, my sweet spot is about 15 years.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
For Scotch. For Canadian, well, no, it's okay to go older, but for Scotch, there was also a Weiser's 37. I think I may have sent you a sample of that.
Well, you did send me a Weiser's. Where did that?
No, not this time. I'm talking about
previous time. I probably still have that. Let me see.
I think the package from last year, or was it the year before?
Yeah. I think I probably have that. I don't know if I chased that one yet. If I didn't, I'm gonna have to delve into it.
Yeah, because I remember that was the first time you had Shelter Point of any kind. And
yeah. I was talking about that earlier on the show. I was saying, like, how like it was very youthful, but it had this really nice like apple cinnamon kind of like base, and you could tell like it was going to be a really good whiskey. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, dude, again, like these Canadian samples have been freaking fantastic. That Canadian Club 42 was awesome. I still, man, that Alberta Premium just.
I think I sent you a 20-year-old as well, didn't I?
Yeah, you sent me, God. So the ones I haven't had yet is Lowen McKinnon. It looks like it says Clomate malt.
Chocolate malt.
Chocolate malt. Oh, yeah. Duh.
Oh, did that leak a little bit?
A little bit, but that's fine. I mean, it's really full. So there's the JP Weiser's 23 cast strength.
Yeah, that one needs water, I think.
There's the there's Shelter Point. It looks like Port. Montport.
Oh, Montfort.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got that one too. It's right here.
It's great. I can learn about these whiskeys.
That's not the right one. Hold on. I know it's here somewhere. Montfort District, lot 141. Yeah. 141.
Yep.
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. And that one has a little dent in it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is very. Have you ever had Rampur Select?
No, I haven't. We were talking about Rampur earlier with Maher and other folks about
this is the closest Canadian whiskey to Rampur Select. It's very, very tropical.
That's good to know.
Just to let you know.
Yeah,
looking for tropical, you go for Montfort lot 141.
The other ones I got here is the Smoke Point.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do next because this is the Lefroy cask.
That's the Lefroy cask. Yeah.
We're heading into the peated portion of the evening, so I'm ready to do it. And then there's this Pike Creek 21. So these are all just unbelievable, man.
Oh yeah, Pike Creek 21. I think I have one of those too. Yeah, a fresh bottle with some dust on top.
All right, I'm going in. I'm going all in. I'm going all in with the Smoke Point. Shelter Point Smoke Point right now. This is ex Lefroy cask. Yeah. Come on.
Ex Froggy cask.
Yeah.
That's what Leon Webb calls it.
Holy apples, Batman.
Froggy cask.
Yeah. Oh man, Quig, I didn't show you this. So I ran into the deal of a lifetime the other day. I got 2 bottles of Lefroy 10 cast strength batch 3 and batch 4.
Whoa.
Which are like 10 years old. They were just sitting on the shelf at this place. I got some old ass Lefroy 10 cast strengths, which
amazing.
I can't believe that they were sitting there.
Did they also give you a price from 10 years ago?
No, they were like 95.
That's all right.
Yeah, which is unequivocally buy without hesitation. You will never find those again. Yeah, look, I mean, I got the tubes and everything.
Fabulous.
How does this just sitting on a shelf 10 years later? I don't know, but I didn't hesitate.
Samples, please.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, brother. Exactly. All right, so here we go. We got the smoke. We got the Shelter Point Smoke Point. Quig has the bottle.
Actually, that bottle's empty.
It is 55% ABV, and it says it's ex Lefroy cask. So I'm expecting some medicinal and some peat. That's what we're looking at color-wise.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. Ooh. Apples, lots of apples. Orchard fruit. There is a bit of that there's a bit of that medicinal note. It's not earthy, it's medicinal, and it's kind of light, but it's there.
You'll catch more of it on the palate.
Yeah, I can imagine. The nose is a little bit on the tamer side, which I guess would make some sense. Ooh.
There's also a Smoke Point 2, which I haven't opened yet, and there's a single cask smoked Lefroy whiskey or Lefroy cask whiskey from Shelter Point that I haven't opened yet. I have a few still sealed, and of course I will be. Oh, another one. Just today, it showed up. Since I've got like I'm catching all the Twitter stuff from Shelter Point, and just this morning they released an advent calendar starting from the 14th of December till the end. So it consists of 12 samples.
You need to angle a job there, man. I'm telling you, you're like increasingly becoming like the Shelter Point guy on YouTube. You need to be their brand ambassador or something.
If they offer me the job, I would not hesitate to take it.
You gotta apply for that, man. You gotta be like, yo, look, you guys, like you won't believe how many people I've turned on to Shelter Point. I know my stuff. No, like just put together a nice resume on it. They should give it to you because, man, look, and I was talking about this earlier in the show, brother. Like, it must have been upwards of 2 or 4 years ago when we first did it was one of our first live streams. You had this is when I was living in Washington, D.C.
Right.
You had sent me a Shelter Point. It was like a cast strength batch one, something like that. And, we talked about it, but man, like, you've had so many of these since then. And I'll tell you, it's been great for me as somebody who doesn't have access to this whiskey to be able to try these samples that you've sent, because I'm seeing their evolution and their artistry. Like, these are that double barreled.
Yeah.
In the United States, when you buy something that's double barreled, it is always a bourbon, and then they put it into a fresh bourbon cask for a little while longer, and you buy it.
Yeah, or they put it in wine.
Yeah, I mean, rarely do you get a double-barreled wine here, and that's why I was so amazed by the Shelter Point that you shared, which I drank earlier.
Yeah,
is because it had the wine finish.
Well, Shelter Point, of all the Canadian distilleries that I'm aware of, they do the most experimenting.
It seems like it. They're like
they try all kinds of wild things with casks and with finishes and grains too. They've got a wheat whiskey now that came out last summer. It sold out right away. The thing is, their batches sell out so quickly.
Yeah.
So rather than trying to find them in the store, I've got like a pipeline from there to here. as soon as they come out. As of a couple months ago, as soon as they come out with a new release, I'm on it, and I order it, and it comes to my post office within 2 or 3 business days.
How far away is that distillery from you? Because I don't know where it is approximate to you, but it's on the island, right?
Yeah.
Where you live? Okay, great. Because that's what I was telling people earlier.
Yes, it's on the island, and what is it like? It's about a 4-hour drive from here.
Okay, that's not bad.
So it's, or is it that much? Okay, there's 2 hours. Yeah, not 3.5 hour, 4-hour drive, depending on how fast you go.
Sure. Well, as Ben James says here, he's jealous of this Smoky Point, so I'm gonna dive into this. There is a nice meaty quality to this. It's not like barbecue, but it's like savory.
Yeah.
Kind of like Mortlock in a way, where it's a little bit on that mouth-watering side.
And Mortlock only gets that way after it's been open for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
When I first opened a Mortlock, I taste nothing.
I'm not impressed.
12 and the 16, and it's like, where's the beast?
Mm-hmm.
And, but, you give it about 3 months or so. I just finished a bottle of Mortlock 12, which was fabulous at the end.
Oh. There it is. There it is. This arrives really full. It's fruity. It's bourbon notes. And then effervescent peat smoke, pepper, attacks the tongue. You get the smoke. You get that seaweed. You get that kind of maritime thing. But it's playing really well with like a very like strong vanilla note for me. There's I shouldn't say vanilla. It's more like light caramel.
Yeah.
Really nice finish. Again, cola, like root beer, like a cream, like a root beer float, malted milk ball.
I think you get more out of it than I do.
That's quite nice. Okay. It's not like a peat bomb. I mean, it's not like it's gonna,
peated whiskey. It's aged in ex Laphroaig casks, which the previous contents were peated. So it's a way to get some peat without.
I like it.
Yeah,
I think I might like that double barrel. I mean, so far a little bit better, but this one is no slouch.
yeah, the Quails Gate. Well, wait till you get to the Montfort. Yeah, I think you're gonna like that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Oh,
it.
I got something else here. A little experiment I tried, or I'm trying, and the idea was endorsed by Leon Webb.
What's that?
Look at the black marker.
I see it. It looks like glasses or something.
Infinity.
Oh.
My Shelter Point Infinity bottle.
Uh-oh.
This used to be the Smoke Point bottle.
You're having a Shelter Point Infinity bottle. Like, they should hire you.
Yeah, there's my Shelter Point Infinity bottle. It's got some stuff that was directly pulled from the casks last summer. And it's got every other bottle. It's got a dram from every other bottle of Shelter Point that I have.
Do they know you by name up there?
Huh?
Do they know you by name up there?
Oh yeah. Especially Leon. Leon's like my pal, you know.
This Smoky Point ex-bourbon, right?
Ex-bourbon?
Yeah. I mean, this is all ex-bourbon. It is.
No. Oh, it was bourbon before it was Laphroaig, yeah. Because Laphroaig, I believe, does most of their aging in ex-bourbon.
Yeah, okay.
It was ex-bourbon, and then it was Laphroaig. Now it's ex-Laphroaig when it gets to
But
Shelter.
Laphroaig was also ex-bourbon.
Yeah, the Laphroaig was ex-bourbon, but now the barrels are ex-Laphroaig. Yeah.
There's a lot going on here.
Yep.
I like it quite a bit.
There's my
Says to Food Craig.
Infinity bottle.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'll be curious to hear how that turns out. So he says, Ben Demon Hunter says, how does the Smoky Point compare to the Wolfburn Northlands? Both are excellent for girls. I can't speak to that. I've never had anything from Wolfburn yet.
I've had one Wolfburn, and that was the Langskip. It's nothing. It's just high ABV, and it's really young, so it doesn't really have much. It's just young, high ABV for the sake of high ABV. I've got a couple other Wolfburn bottles bottled at 46, but I haven't opened them yet. I will get to them eventually, like I always do.
I'm really enjoying this, man. These Shelter Points compared to the last time that we did it, like, I mean, these are clearly like a step above. And I appreciate you sharing these with me because, again, as before you joined, you know, we had a lot of discussion about, you know, these are just whiskeys, whether it's Shelter Point or even some of these higher end Canadian whiskey, you just can't find these in the States. Like if you walked into a liquor store in the United States, which I know you've done, I mean, you know what the Canadian sample sizes, like, you know, here, do you want your Crown Royal Apple or do you want your Yukon Jack or do you want your Canadian
Yukon Jack? Oh.
Even whiskey? Yeah, I know, but like that's what you get.
Fireball.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like that.
There's your selection of Canadian whiskey in the States, right there.
And so it's not a surprise that most people I know kind of like, you know, don't have any experience with Canadian whiskey. And it takes, you know, again, this is why like the whiskey community that we have here is like so important because we're able to share stuff with each other that otherwise you wouldn't be able to get. And I'm telling you, like these are some fine drams that you've shared.
Yeah, I thought they were really good too. That's why I sent them to you. You can
I will be reciprocating, my friend. I'm gonna
spread the word about Canadian whiskey now.
Yeah, I think much like tequila, most people's perception of it is very warped based on like limited access or strange experiences. Yeah, this is great. And it's going to segue really well into, I think I'm going to do a peated whiskey or two tonight before I sign off. I don't know what it's going to be, but
okay, I can hang on for a little while. The grocery store, after all, is open until 9 10 o'clock. And
Mm-hmm.
it's after 8 here, so that's not so bad. I can get there.
Yeah, definitely.
I only need to pick up a few things this week.
Oh, Daniel is sending me a sample of Wolfburn on the way. Okay.
Oh, great.
Daniel has sent me some amazing samples of some Willet Rye, some Balcones. He's a great dude. He's in East Texas.
Oh, yeah.
So
I've only ever picked up one Texas whiskey.
I'm sending you one.
Oh, you are?
Yes. I'm sending you the Balcones Brimstone because it is one of the most unique whiskeys you'll ever drink in your life.
Well, it's probably better than what I have here. Let me find it.
There he goes. Dude, that wall is getting epic.
Here. This is the only Texas whiskey I could find.
Oh, Yellow Rose. I'm not even sure what that is.
I'm not sure either, but it says Texas on it.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
Oh, yeah.
Grab it up, brother.
More.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow, I've got 7 bottles in front of me right here, and I'm not drinking because I got to drive.
Well, yeah, you know, man, you're playing it smart.
Yeah.
I mean, you could also just go grocery shopping tomorrow, but you know.
No, not tomorrow. Because tomorrow I've got other things planned.
Look at you, man. You got a full schedule tomorrow? It's Saturday, bro.
I know it's Saturday, but I have a full schedule.
It's better than having an empty schedule.
I have to, I'm going to upload some videos. I'm going to catch up on the videos that I've missed the last couple days.
You should definitely check out the video that I did posted today because this is one you're going to need to keep your eyes out for. Glenmorangie, 10 years old or 12 years old, Malaga cask finish, 4 years in first fill Malaga, and it is 47.3% on chill filtered, and it is part of their brand new
Core range
batch series.
Okay, I will have a look and see. Yeah,
I'll
definitely watch the videos. I don't know if I'll do
exact same time as the as this one, the Tale of Cake. And I think this is the one that got all the attention.
That's the one I couldn't get because I was number 15 in line, and the first 6 people who got into the store in line were able to get it. They only had
lucky because it's really not all that amazing. I'll send you a sample.
Okay.
It's the Malaga cask and this new small batch series that Glenmorangie is doing came out right at the same time, and it was under the radar.
Malaga cask. So it would be, it would have some of the same kind of elements as a yellow spot?
Exactly. So we're looking at like a fusion of like PX Oloroso as the wine finish, and it's 4 years in first fill, 40.2%. And for Glenmorangie, that's high. And it says explicitly non-chill filtered on, which is not something you always see on Glenmorangie.
No. Well, yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled for that. And if you see it, buy it without hesitation. It's around 65, 70 USD.
Okay, we're talking 100, 120 Canadian plus 50.
And if the choice is between that and the Tale of Cake, get that. Because
there's no Tale of Cake here. There's just none.
The first thing, it's not that amazing.
I was lucky enough to get the black.
Yeah, that's right. You got the
that was in the premium spirits release.
Right.
Last summer, the Wee Beastie was in the premium in the summer spirits release. So I'll be trying that one too.
Oh, great. So you got your hands on both of those.
Yes, I did. I was lucky to get the peated stuff.
What other ones did you end up running into that were kind of like the ones you were seeking in the release?
That's pretty much it. Oh, well, I can tell you what I got at the last release again, even though I did, I made a video about it. Yeah, I'll run through these again. Why not? There's our bill of sale. Lafroid Carchus.
Oh, you got the Carchus.
I'm always after the Carchus. I still have some the triple wood from last year. I still have some of that left.
Yeah.
Now I got the new Carchus. I got the black from Artbeg. I got Caribou Cross single barrel. That's a Canadian one. I got the 12-year-old Bladnoch, or is it a 10-year-old, I think. Yeah.
Bladnoch. Oh, interesting.
Stranahan Sherry Cask. Boutique Whiskey World Whiskey Blend.
Nice.
Whiskey from all over the world in that one. That's probably like one of my infinity bottles. 40
whiskey companies. I all I have on my shelf is the ones that are open. I have a bunch of stuff in the cellar, but I have a South African whiskey from Boutique that's really good. In fact, I have a couple. Let me see what they are.
Is that something like that?
Yeah, I have a Glen Elgin 9 years.
Okay.
Boutique, and then I went to a tasting, so I got a whole bunch. I have a Port Charlotte 14 years old.
Ooh.
I have a this is the South African one. It's called Three Ships. It's 6 years old.
Three Ships, yeah, I've heard of that, but I've never.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And this one I think is going to say so much. This is a Bowmore, 15 years old. It is at what is the ABV? 48.3%. But look at the color. Now, looking at this and asking yourself, when you go to the store and you see Bowmore on the shelf and it's dark red, this is what Bowmore 15 actually looks like.
There you go.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah,
my friends.
It's like Bowmore.
Bowmore puts more dye in their stuff than a fucking textile factory, and that's exactly what you should expect.
Yeah. Okay. What else have we got here? 40 Creek Resolve, JP Weiser's 22-year-old. I'm anxious to try that. Shelter Point Distillery, something or other. Lot 40 Dark Oak.
What's that?
That's the new Lot 40. It's not cask strength, but it's I think it's finished in sherry or something.
Oh, interesting.
Great Plains 18-year-old. That's Canadian corn whiskey from Highwood, the same people who make the 90. Canadian Club 43 and Two Brewers Yukon single malt batch 23. Yeah, that was the winter's the premium spirits. Good stuff. And I'll be getting to those sometime next year.
That's awesome, man. So I have to ask you, since we have you as a captive audience, we're heading to that time of the year where it is whiskey of the year time for us whiskey tube types. What is I'm not going to ask you what your whiskey of the year is if you know it, but like what is percolating in your top 3 as what might be? Is there a sneak peek that the late night folks in the chat tonight might be able to expect from you?
As far as I can tell, I must have made a video about it so far. It's down to about 2 or 3 that are really got me, and it would probably surprise you what they are. One of them might be one of these Canadians. There might be something from Isla. But I'm gonna one of these days, and it won't be too far in the future, I'm gonna put a whole bunch of drams in front of me, and I'm gonna slowly taste them, and I'm gonna reach some kind of conclusion. I've got a couple of thoughts already. There's a couple of bottles that I have emptied already, and I just have such fond memories of them that perhaps.
Yeah, I recall. Maybe a month or 2 ago, catching one of your reviews, and it was the Red Breast, and I want to say it was the 15.
Yes.
that really seem to have blown your mind, and I'm curious. Like, is that one still in the running for you?
To be honest, I haven't had much of it. It blew me away on the neck pour.
Yeah.
Let's see where the bottle is now. Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, there we are. Okay, just above half. So
There you
right there. That is the 15. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to send you? Because of your love of the 15, I have a Redbreast 21 up here, and I think
I don't have to spend $350 on a bottle.
I'll send you a sample of it.
Fantastic.
I get one at a really good deal a long time ago, and I'll send you some.
Fantastic. I can't wait till you get to that post office.
Yo, bro, like it's always like it's like running the gauntlet. Like, here's the thing. It's a two-part thing. One is COVID, which is of course like an issue. But it's COVID compounded with like going into a post office in Philly. It's not like, bro, I don't know how to explain it other than to say, like, I'm just like not about to like go stand in line in a post office in where I live in Philly, and like maybe I'll just drive to one on the other side of the city and this out. But
well,
not
if you happen to be down the other side of the city, you might as well, combine the trips.
Exactly. So I'm gonna figure that out.
If you're going there anyway, just saying.
I want to get that to you. I have an Ardbeg Black Committee release in there for you.
Committee release. That'll be interesting.
I do have there's a couple other things in there I think you're really, really gonna like. There's a Elijah Craig barrel proof. There's a couple of things. I just want to get that your way. And I know I've been like dragging my feet, but it's been kind of gnarly around here.
Yeah, I didn't realize how difficult the post office is.
Dude, it's like what you're experiencing there versus what it is here is like probably night and day. Like it's off the chain.
Yeah, well, I'm just losing my livelihood, that's all.
Yeah, and hopefully that's gonna abate relatively.
I can't exactly do my job from home, unfortunately.
Right. All right, give me just 1 second here. Sorry.
It's okay.
Anyways, yeah, I have a lot of things that I wanted to send you, and I at risk of being nauseating with this, I do apologize for the delays. It's just been
no, I understand now.
And COVID, and like I'm just not. Philly's a different world, man. Like you gotta.
I heard that New York City is kind of like that too.
Mm-hmm. There's just like certain things that ain't worth the risk. At this point, I'm not taking public transportation in Philadelphia. I am not walking into public spaces with the quote unquote masses. It's just, if I can avoid it, I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, since it's been a little bit of a while, there are probably, you've got the cartridge, which means I had one in there for you. I'll swap that out. I will fill it with that Redbreast 21. I also have Highland Park 21 I could probably throw your way, or a Laphroaig 25. I have a Glengoyne teapot dram. I could probably get that.
I like teapot. I got a sample of it last year. It was really nice.
I have an Enoch 24 here. I'll send you some cake. We'll figure it out. I'll definitely take care of this as soon as I can, man. And
okay.
They will be coming your way, and I will pay you back for this amazing generosity that you've bestowed upon me over the last, in this box that you just sent me, because this has been fantastic. Mm. I really like this Smoky Point. It's so good. It almost masks the youth. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the peat and the smokiness and the like. It's not even smokiness. It's more peat. So like
They may be coming out with age statements soon because their oldest whiskey is about 9.5 years old now. It's been in the cask for 9.5 years, so they might come out with a 10-year-old in the not too distant future.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we are at the 3 hour, 3-minute mark. What a Friday.
Yeah. And I still got stuff to do.
Daniel, you crack me up, man.
Offload the cake. Perfect.
Maher says, I've just been going for 3 hours. Yeah, we have. It takes a little while to get through some of these samples. Yeah, well, hey, with this, it's been great. I think we could probably wrap here. We've made it through a bunch of these samples. Again, Quig, I really appreciate you sharing these delicious Canadian whiskeys.
That was my pleasure.
I never get a chance to try otherwise. And so in that respect, of course, brother, you and I, we've been talking whiskey for a couple of years now. We do a couple streams a year. It's great. Let's do this again sometime soon.
Okay.
And yeah, if you find yourself on later tonight, shoot me an email. I may or may not be awake to answer it, but if I am, I'll join you. If not,
tonight? No, I'm not going live tonight.
Got it. Well, man, I wish you like a absolutely like best of holiday seasons. I hope things turn around with work and all this bullshit. And appreciate your generosity. I will be repaying you in spades when I can. And yeah, with that, we will sign off. If folks haven't seen it yet, I did drop a review today, like I always do on Fridays, of the Glenmorangie 12 Malaga cask. Peek at that. Quig's got a couple of reviews up on Food Quig's YouTube channel. Go take a look at those. Do smash that like button before you leave. And with that, I will be back here on Tuesday for happy hour. And until then, Quig, my best to you. Stay healthy, blessed. Appreciate your time and for joining us tonight and your generosity again. So with that, we will sign off for the night. Take care, buddy.
Okay, take care.
Peace.